It seems like every corner I turn is getting harder to find familiar faces. My people are getting slaughtered by the system, keeping us locked up in the hood. Cops patrolling, now we stuck in the hood. Never had a chance to grow old, I hope so. Dreaming of getting stacks in the world that is so cold. How can we bloom in the room without sunlight? Giving us faith in the base to raise our sons right. Damn, it should never have to be this way. Kids killing kids, and I never thought I'd see the day. It's hard to keep the faith when everybody's dying. With Steve's a trying if I can't change my folks. They keep their eyes close to a struggle. Long as the champagne bubbles, they never see a trouble. So we gotta make the best of what we got, cause our kids really need us on the block. Let's raise them up. Ride with me. Yeah, this is just another day. It's all good, nigga, love your in the hood that I play. I wouldn't leave if I could. I never leave this place. Yeah, yeah. The memories fade, but you can hear them in the wind. The sad smile on my face when I pass by your grave. We lost so many souls for dumb shit, redundant fights. Got a brother locked up for life. I can barely look your sign in the eyes. Cause when I see him, I have to face the simple fact that you would never meet him. There's so much pain that we have to face. But I know you've been waiting for me at the gates with a bottle of OE surrounded by OGs and Tims and dungarees for keeping it low key, homie. Mama told me that we days like this, not yet a father, but hope that I can raise my kid to be a better man. I try to deal a better hand. Then up and down, then I'm hoping you can understand. The times in this wicked and they're ever changing, but my block stays the same, so I remain in my hood. Yeah, this is just another day. It's all good, nigga, love your in the hood that I play. I wouldn't leave if I could. I never leave this place. Yeah, yeah. In times like these, you gotta keep your head up. Even if you're going through the darkest nights, if you squint your eyes and look hard enough, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. You just gotta snap out of it. Buck up and keep walking on. This is dedicated to Pop, Graffiti, Name, Johnny Jane, Sack, I hope y'all playing Bucks match and having a ball, man. It's all good.
What's good? What's good? What's good? This is your RBG brother, God Nollywood Jr., coming to you with another exclusive program. I know I haven't been here for a while. Like I said, I've been doing projects and stuff and just putting in the work. Like not like other people, they don't. I at least with me, I'm boots is on the ground with me. People can say what they want, and like I said, I don't have to prove anything to do nothings. But today topic is double consciousness, and I know I've been hearing a lot of double consciousness, with people who claim they're Pan-African. People are claiming this and that, and they claiming they're revolutionary. They claiming this, and I don't see it. one thing about being a Pan-African, you got to be as consistent as possible. You know your goal, you know what you have to do, and you stay focused. You don't go off track. You don't derail. But I see a few people derailing. There's going to be a couple of pushback. Even my brother Bakari, I got to do some pushback. I've been listening to stuff and listen to his programs about Kamala Harris, and I get what he's saying, but then again, it's like I don't know. So I got to give a little pushback. Like I said, still love with my brother Bakari. Again, I want to give Brother Bakari my condolences to him and his family. Much love to you, brother. And again, I want to make this clear. There's not going to be an attack, but just something to think about. I'm not here to attack anybody. You know, I don't do stuff like that, but I can have a right to rebuttal and do a little pushback if I don't agree with something. So I want to talk about double consciousness, and what really got me to do this topic is my brother, Brother Hassan. He's a Pan-African. He's always on point. I could tell he's very consistent. I don't agree, you know, of course, just because we both Pan-African, I don't have to agree with everything he says, but the most part, for the most part, he does make some great points, and he bring out the facts. Very intelligent brother. Remind me of intelligent people. Like I said, I love intelligent brothers and sisters that I can work with, I can vibe with, and like I said, that gets me. It keeps me strong, keeps me more focused. But I want to let my brother speaks on double consciousness, and I'm going to elaborate a little bit more, and then I'm going to get into my programs. I got a few screen shares, videos I want to share, and I'm going to talk about it. So let's see. Let's do it this way. So this is my brother Hassan. I've been really been following this brother. Like I said, I'm only going to stick with my Pan-African brothers and sisters that really either know the truth and seek out truth. So his take, he speaks on double consciousness. So I'm gonna let this play.
Family. So in 1903, in W.E. Du Bois' great work, The Soul of Black Folk, he talked about double consciousness. Now, by definition, double consciousness is always looking at oneself, culture, history, and appearance through the eyes of the oppressor. Yes, that means even something as simple as looking at our noses through the eyes of the oppressor. When you believe that your African nose is not beautiful and you desire to be more Anglo-Saxon, you do things like this.
That's what a nose is for. My nose is a problem only if it cannot allow me to do what it is supposed to do. My mouth is a problem if I can't eat, if I can't talk. But the size of it, the shape of it cannot determine, that cannot be a problem for my mouth.
And the emphasis on the double means that you can love being black, but also hate attributes of being black. This hatred for African noses goes way back to Kemet. Somehow throughout history, we've kept this double consciousness and self-hatred towards our nose and African features. Like, I'm not even joking. There's tutorials on YouTube on how to shape your baby nose to look more Anglo.
You're gonna be the cutest, precious little baby in the world. Mommy's gonna shape that nose so that you're gonna have such a pretty little nose and just the sweetest little lips. Don't worry, baby. Mommy's gonna take care of that.
As the child continued to develop, the mother continually applied pressure to the nose and lips to influence their shape.
Black people were taught to hate ourselves.
That's right.
Even to this day, many of my people suffer from self-hatred.
Teach Muhammad.
And you will see us trying to change our skin color.
Teach Muhammad.
When I was born in the 50s, in Jamaica, they would take, like my nose, the mothers would sometimes take the nose and try to squash it.
That's right.
To make it straighter, because they didn't like this nose because it was too, what they call negroid. And they would try and squash it because they'd been so conditioned to hate self that they felt that the baby was ugly if it had thick lips and broad nose. And
this double consciousness that W.E. Du Bois talks about in 1902 still exists in us today.
John and Sissy had understood that to be successful in America as an African American, to be successful in the larger culture, you've got to learn the ways of the culture, speak the language of the culture, wear the clothing of the culture. You have to have double consciousness. And that can cause you to wonder, who is the real me?
Look how Hebrew Israelites try to describe Africans on the continent versus those black people who live in the Western Hemisphere. Do you not see the double consciousness and the self-hatred in that? How they try to make it seem like Israelites or Africans in the Western Hemisphere look more different than continental Africans. And we all know continental Africans all don't look like this.
That's right.
Because of that double consciousness and that self-hatred, this is the picture they try to paint. In conclusion, double consciousness will have you disconnected from your hair, your culture, your nose, your heritage, your skin color, and everything that represents who you are as a people.
So I want to play that. I want to play that because I hear a lot of double consciousness, even when we talk about politics. But like he said, it goes deeper when it comes down to our skin tone and our features. I hear a lot of these Negroes using words like tether and all this other. I don't even know what the hell that means, really. And talking about people's lips and how they features. And these are black people talking about other black people. You know what I'm saying? They don't say anything about white folks. I noticed they don't talk about their pointy nose and they paper thin lips, and they don't say nothing about white folks or any other race of people. But when it comes down to their own, they want to talk about their features. They want to talk about their any little silly thing. It's bad. It's wrong. And they think because they got some sort of European features, they're better than African people with broad noses and thick lips and dark skin. You know what I'm saying? Because they got that little white blood in them. You know what I'm saying? They think they think they're better. So what I'm saying? And just like the brother said, that's what double consciousness is, seeing through the eyes of your oppressor. Let's pull up that definition real quick. I'm going to share screen the definition for those who don't know what I'm talking about. Even when we talk about politics, and before I get into the politics part, I notice where, the Israelites, when I grew up, I saw, the Hebrew Israelites was only for the brothers. You know what I'm saying? You see, brothers, you didn't see no white nothing. You didn't see no Latinos. You didn't see no people that might look European. You didn't see none of that. But nowadays, you see the whole Hebrew Israelite became integrated, just like the Nation of Islam. They become integrated because they have a soft spot for the oppressor. You know what I'm saying? They 1 minute they preaching pro-blackness, but they practice pro-white, or they have a soft spot for white. You know what I'm saying? And this is the reason why I had let a few people go, right, or even on YouTube, because I hear a lot of double consciousness. 1 minute they telling you they want to be, they're seeing you got the pretendians. They think they're Indian, but none of them go to the reservations. None of them. You got Indians right now. I was on TikTok, and I'm going to put that up there. You have TikTok. You have real native Indians are dissing black people who claiming they're pretendians, who claim they're Indians. You got real live Indians are saying, no, you're African people. Be proud of who you are. You're not us. You're never going to come to the reservations. We're never going to accept you. You know what I'm saying? You could claim Cherokee. You could claim Muskogee. You could claim all this Indian stuff. We are not going to accept you. We're going to spit on you. And these Negroes still going to claim, oh, I got a little Cherokee. I'm a red. I'm not black. I'm red. And these people will never be included. So that's what the double consciousness come from, seeing through the lens of their oppressor. Let me screen share this real quick, because I want people to see this, because this is really interesting. And as you can see here, let me see if I can highlight it. They said originally, double consciousness was specifically the psychological challenge of African Americans, experience of always looking at oneself through the eyes of a racist society, and measuring oneself by the means of a nation that looked back in contempt. They said the term also referred to W. Boys' experience of reconciling his African heritage with upbringing in a European-dominant society. So I want people to know what the meaning of double consciousness. I hear a lot of double consciousness. Even when I hear people like Afro Think Tank, and you're going to hear a lot of this double consciousness, even with that brother. A lot of double consciousness coming out of his mouth. A lot of white talking points, too. So this is the reason why I do not take part of the double consciousness team, the double consciousness crew. I don't get into that, because you're not going to talk about the enemy, but at the same time, you're going to call other black people names, and you want to be tribal, which tribal is really a European term, by the way. I don't even use that word, but that's what they use. That's what the double consciousness folks, that's what they use European terms and lingos. I don't get into that. This is the reason why I stay focused, and I know exactly what I need to do. Shout out to Brother Underrated Darkness. Shout out to Brother Bakari. And I told Brother Bakari is listening. Brother Bakari, I'm gonna give a little pushback, brother. I'm gonna give a little pushback. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna give a little pushback. As I say, he starts sounding like Afro Think Tank. And I don't know who was that Brother Bakar. And shout out to Brother Bakar, but I would tell Brother Bakar, I don't know who that AI chick that he had on there. He had, like I said, he had some AI chick on there, kept repeating herself on the panel. Brother Bakar, I don't know who that AI chick you had on your panel, man. But I hear a lot of double conscious, man. It's a shame. I don't know. There's a soft spot. What I don't know, like there's this. We gotta stop. Like the double consciousness, another because when you're dealing with race, I noticed that they try to separate black from African. when I was growing up, you could not separate black from Africa. Even Africans didn't ever do that. So now in today's time, you got Negroes will separate black and Africa. How you separate that? Hell, even white folks don't separate that. Even they know that if you're black, you come from Africa. That's just what it is. But you got Negroes, they'll tell you, I'm not African, but I'm black. So everybody's black. Everybody's black. Now they saying Latinos black. I know this girl that I work with. She's a temp though. I mean, she's straight Latina. Straight Latina. Look like Angie Martinez's complexion. I mean, white. She's a white chick. She's white to me. But she said that she's black. She said in high school, she told me in high school she never got along with none of the Latinos. This is her excuse. She said, I never liked the Latinos. I always stuck with black people, black folks. So now she thinks she's black. She said, well, I'm black. Both of the guys one of her baby fathers, that's in jail, by the way, he's black. Then she got another guy. I guess he's black because I think that's all she dates is black men. But again, you have Negroes will accept her. You have Negroes will accept her. They said Bill Clinton was black. Everybody's black. They said Kim Kardashian. I spoke to what's his name? That Moorish idiot. I forgot his name. What's his name? What's his name? Last name is Bay. I forgot his name. But he said Kim Kardashian is a black woman. See, they separate black from African. I never. That's the first time I'm hearing this. So they accepted, even in the Hebrew Israelite, they accepting Latinos now because they're one of us. I even had to debate one of the B-Raps. And I said, well, why is Farrakhan is integrating the Nation of Islam with a bunch of Latinos? Well, because they're one of us. This is the nonsense. At the same time, these so-called Latinos that looks like Fat Joe and Angie Martinez and Jennifer Lopez, they do not like us. They would take what you have built, or they would take black people's pain and suffering, everything they fought for. They get everything that black people fought for, get it for free, and they tell you that you need to pick yourself from your bootstraps. It's insane. Let me see if I can blow this up, because I want people to see this. I want people to see this. They want black people to put, they'll tell you black people need to put, oh shit, I didn't want to do that. They'll tell black people to pull themselves from their bootstrap. And I'll play that. I will play that. And I want the American African people to explain this, how this is possible. Like I said, if you don't show me, like I said, I don't get it. I'm not a pipe dreamer. If you like pipe dreams, this channel is not for you. If you like pipe dreams, this channel is not for you. You need to get out of here. Because I show you proof and evidence, because I know reality hurts. I know it hurts. but we got to face it at some point. This channel is not for you if you're a pipe dreamer. So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. There's a Latino dude, and he said that he's getting all this stuff, and he said, I'm Latino. He didn't say that he was Mexican. He didn't say that he was Honduran. He didn't say that he was Cuban. He didn't say he was Puerto. He's letting you know, I'm Latino. So he's letting you know he's part of the Latino family. And he's telling African people they need to get their shit together. That's wild to me. But you got the double consciousness Negroes. They think, oh, they're one of us. We're one big happy family. So I don't know why the Hebrew Israelites is willing to accept them. I don't know why the Nation of Islam is willing to accept them, or any black people to really accept them and put them in a organization. But you will never find them. You will never find any African people in their stuff. You will never find that. You will never find that. You will never find that. But I hear a lot of double consciousness from Negroes attacking one another, attacking their feet, attacking another black man's features, using words like tether and oh, you ain't nothing, and I mean, just ongoing sickness because they're lighter, they're better, all this colorism crap, something I was never used to. I never grew up with that. I know what a black woman looks like. I know what a black person looks like. I know what an African person looks like, which I don't separate those two together. When I look at people like Angela Davis, no, I'm sorry, not Angela Davis, I'm sorry. If I look at people like Angela Bassett, let's look at her, for example. People like Angela Bassett, that's a black woman. But don't come at me with Mariah Carey and you're going to say, oh, she's black too. No, Mariah Carey is not black. This is where the trick comes in, the confusion, the one drop rule. That's a lot of black people adopted that slave code. That's the reason why they say we are descendants of slaves, because you adopted all that slave law. The one drop black blood rule and all that other nonsense. You accepted the Casual Killing Act. This is the reason why, you know, that lady who got killed because she told the cop, I'll rebuke you of the name of Jesus, and they shot her up, shot her in the head. And black people got comfortable with that. They're comfortable with the Casual Killing Act. It's all that's part of double consciousness. All that's part of it. And it becomes normal. It becomes acceptable. It becomes, well, well, she shouldn't have said that. She shouldn't have said that. I don't get it. So let's play. I'm going to show you this. So this is what double consciousness means: seeing through the eyes of basically racist white society. This is the reason why they say, well, they want to shape your nose to look pointy. This is what happened to Michael Jackson. You know, he thinks he wants to. This is the reason why you have a Serena Williams. She's looking like a damn a walking corpse. She really thinks she's a white girl, wearing a blonde wig, a pasty ass skin, looking like a dead person, and she's married to a white dude. Just like that old saying, you are who you marry. You are who you marry. So let me close out here. So I'm going to play this real quick. And I want you to listen to what this Latino says. Because when you talk about Latinos, that's a collective. So you're talking about Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, you name them. That's the Latinos. Negroes are not, you know what I'm saying? They don't even accept African people that speak Spanish. You have African people that speak Spanish, and you got these white Latinos, they don't even accept them. Same thing like United States. You got black people that speak English, you got African people that speak English, and you got white people that don't accept them. You have racism in Colombia. You have racism in Dominican Republic. You got racism in Puerto Rico. You got racism everywhere. Everywhere. But black people don't like black people. I met African Costa Ricans. I met African Dominicans. I met African Colombians. African that speak Spanish. Beautiful people. And they tell you, oh yeah, there's racism in my country. There's no different. No different. Even in Brazil. No different. But these white Latinos, they're letting you know. And then even on their application, they don't put down black. Trust me, I know. Because I look at these applications. I look at the Hernandez and the Riveras and the I look at all of them, and they put down they're white. They're white. So you Negropeans, you FBAs, the FBAs is the ones that accept them. The FBA Negropeans, they the one who's like, oh, they're our brothers, they're our sisters, they're one of us. But in the meantime, they attack their own people. You don't like the continental Africans. You don't like the Caribbean Africans. You don't like them. You don't like them. Because you claim, you think that you look more European than them. You think European features look better. You think that the lighter you are, the smarter you are. Oh, trust me, I know about all that crap. That the biggest myth, the big bluff, how my brother Bakari would say. You fell for the hokey doke. And there's no proof of lighter people are smarter. Let's get that straight. There's no evidence of that. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of the nonsense. I'm sick of it. But I'm going to show you better than I can tell you what this Latino said. And all you FBA Negroes, all you double conscious Negroes going to look stupid. Y'all going to look really stupid. Y'all should look stupid. Y'all should look stupid. Let me share screen this because I thought this was crazy. Let me see if I can screen it. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Screen share this. I'm watching this video because I thought this was kind of So I want y'all to really, really listen to what this Latino has said, especially you FBA Negropeans. Here we go.
Right? But a Latino man understood the play too. And he had a very serious message for the African American community. Now, I will say you should not be offended by this because what he's going to say is going to be some truth bombs. Let's play the clip.
Black Americans of Chicago, this is directed at you. In a speech Biden made a while back, he said that the majority in America soon will be Latino. He didn't say black. He didn't say Asian or white or anything. He said Latino. That's why millions and millions of lighter-skinned Latino illegal aliens are being allowed in, and many of them are being sent to black.
You heard what he said? Lighter skin. Lighter skin. Not the African Latinos, but the whiter skin are being allowed. And they're getting everything that the American Africans have fought for. And you silly FBA Negropeans are cool with that because you think you're going to get something out of it. And then, of course, there's the mixed racing. You know what I'm saying? Your children will never be black or African. So I don't know why you mixed racing. You think because you think your kid's going to have lighter skin, a better complexion, straighter hair. They will never be better. They will never be smarter. I see a lot of mixed children, and I don't see their life is screwed. Their life is screwed. I don't see how. I don't see what's so special about mixed children. Because I don't see how that life is getting better. Because they don't fit nowhere. But listen what he's saying. He said that he's good. He said, I got this, I got that. He's good. I'm going to play it again because I want people to hear this.
Black communities so they can slowly start to replace y'all. You need to wake up, man. I'm from Texas. I'm from a border town. I have relatives who are border patrol and who are in law enforcement. They were being given $5,000 upon entry into this country. Wow. As soon as they got to their destination and settled in, they were being given $1,200 a month to $1,400 a month.
Wow.
Plus free food stamps, free housing,
Ooh.
Free medical, free dental, and they even get free college.
That's reparations.
Research.
That's
they
reparations.
Get free college. Illegal aliens.
That's reparations.
You get nothing. You get nothing. You need to wake up, man. Stop voting for the Democrats.
Don't you understand it? That was your reparations. To my American Africans, that was your reparations that they gave to the Latinos. Free medical, free health care, free education. That's reparations. Free money, that's reparations. That's everything that we try to fight for. And they gave it to the Latinos. He never said he was Mexican. He never said he was Puerto Rican. He said, I'm Latino. Oh, not Negroes. Oh, I ain't no damn African. I'm not Pan-African. I'm a Muskogee Indian. I'm a Cherokee. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I'm this, I'm that. but you would consider him black. Oh, that's a black man talking. But he ain't accepting your black ass. Took your reparations and threw it in your face. Like, yeah, I got it. And telling black folks they need to wake up. And it has nothing to do of voting Democrat or Republican. It's just the fact that the United States government did this. Now, of course, this is the Democrat Party that did this. And yes, it's the Democrat. I don't even know if Brother Bakari knows about this. Is Afro Think Tank knows about this? That the Democrat Party that did all this? And while black people are still voting for Democrat, this is what they do. I'm not saying Republicans is better. But this is coming from United States. I'm holding both of them accountable. Not just Democrat, but Democrat that's even worse because they're the one who's doing this. They the one that took your reparation money that Kamala Harris put down, that Barack Obama put down, that these Negropeans voted for. Only thing you have saw under Barack Obama was Black Death. Black Death.
In some cases, it's already too late. I'm good. I'm Latino, man. I don't have to worry about being replaced. I'm Latino.
Wow.
But you have to wake up. In some cases, it's already too late. Millions of these people will never leave. Okay? They will never leave. And the Democrats don't need your vote anymore. They don't need your vote anymore, man. They used you for your vote, and they already got millions of new voters, man. And they don't need you anymore.
They sure don't.
And I'm telling you, man, you better wake up. You better stop voting Democrat. You better wake up. Latinos for Trump, 2024.
I want to play this again. Because this is the United States government that the FBAs, they love so much. They gave away your reparations to a group of people who didn't even deserve it. These people claim these Negropeans, they claim they love Malcolm X. And Malcolm X had told one coon, yo, this is not about Latinos. This is not about the Puerto Ricans. This is about the black man, and this is about black people. This is about African people in this country that suffered. He said reparations is for the Negro man and woman. That's what Malcolm X said. And now you hear it, and it's in your face. He's telling you, I'm good. Basically, he don't have to do nothing. He could just walk, and everything is just free. Everything's handed to him. Everything is handed to him. And black people voted for this. You Negropeans, you silly Negropeans that voted for Democrat, you voted for this. You voted for this. You voted for your downfall. So the only thing you want to do is want to blame other black people who even told you, don't do that. I had one Negropean, he going to get mad at me because I told him not to vote. Why did you vote for? I said, because I told him, I said, look, I'm not voting for Barack Obama. I told him I wasn't voting for no damn Barack Obama. Oh, man, but he's a black man, and he's black. I said, he didn't say he was black. Told me to say he was black. They're only saying it. If they did say it, he only saying it to try to get your vote. But now that he's running, he's not saying that he's black. He's saying that he's mixed. Oh, man, you're a sellout. I said, oh, I'm a sellout because I'm not voting for somebody, number one, who's not my people. I didn't vote for the person who was against reparations for African people. So if I'm a sellout for that, then so be it. Then so be it. Then so be it. But this Latino, this white Latino, got all your reparations. And I don't hear none of these Negroes saying anything about it. He said, I'm good. I'm good. I'm okay. He said, in some cases, it's too late. And he said, we're not going nowhere. Oh, my God. So while you silly Negroes fighting among each other, this is what happens when this is what happens. And I try to warn these I try to warn these assholes. This is what goes on. This is what was going on behind your back. You had Negro, I'm voting for Kamala Harris. Yeah? Okay, keep doing that. Yeah, you go ahead. Go ahead. The blood is on here. I didn't vote for this. I'm going to play this again.
Americans of Chicago, this is directed at you. In a speech Biden made a while back, he said that the majority in America soon will be Latino. He didn't say black. He didn't say Asian or white or anything. He said Latino. That's why millions and millions of lighter-skinned Latino illegal aliens are being allowed in, and many of them are being sent to black communities so they can slowly start to replace y'all. You need to wake up, man. I'm from Texas. I'm from a border town. I have relatives who are border patrol and who are in law enforcement. They were being given $5,000 upon entry into this country. And as soon as they got to their destination and settled in, they were being given $1,200 a month to $1,400 a month, plus free food stamps, free housing.
$1,200 a month. $1,200 a month. That's reparations. Negropeans. So yeah, you go ahead and keep attacking black people. You go ahead and keep using the word tether and Africanness and attacking Pan-Africanism. This was Pan-African. We were trying to tell y'all we need to stick together. We need to do this because this was going to happen. This was going to happen. Peace, Brother Bakari. Hotep. Hotep, King. Brother Bakari, I hope you listening to this. Brother Bakari, I hope you listening to this, what this Latino has said. They gave our reparations to them. This is crazy. This is crazy. But these FBAs, they don't care. They don't care. The Tariq Nasheeds, they don't care. Like I said, I had one Negropean. Oh no, I'll play it again. I'll play it again. Let me play this again. I'll play this for you. I'm gonna play it again, Brother Carr. I want you to listen to what he said, Brother Carr. I want you to listen to what this Latino said. I think you and we had this discussion before. But I think the FBAs don't understand this. But we had this, I think we had this discussion on the phone.
Black Americans of Chicago, this is directed at you. In a speech Biden made a while back, he said that the majority in America soon will be Latino. He didn't say black. He didn't say Asian or white or anything. He said Latino. That's why millions and millions of lighter-skinned Latino illegal aliens are being allowed in, and many of them are being sent to black communities so they can slowly start to replace y'all. You need to wake up, man. I'm from Texas. I'm from a border town. I have relatives who are border patrol and who are in law enforcement. They were being given $5,000 upon entry into this country. And soon as they
$5,000. $5,000. But they're gonna give them more every month. That sounds like reparations. They gave reparations to them.
they got to their destination and settled in, they were being given $1,200 a month to $1,400 a month, plus free food stamps, free housing.
$1,400 a month, free housing, food stamps. That sound like free health care. That sound like black people. That's what black people was fighting for. That's our reparations right there. That's our reparations. Wow. Wow.
Free medical, free dental, and they even get free college. You can research it. They get free college, illegal aliens.
Free college.
But you get nothing.
Oh my
God. You get nothing. You need to wake up, man. Stop voting for the Democrats. In some cases, it's already too late. I'm good. I'm Latino, man. I don't have to worry about being replaced. I'm Latino. But you have to wake up. In some cases, it's already too late. Millions of these people will never leave. Okay? Being given 5,000.
I want people to really, really listen to what he's saying. You FBA Negro pins, you self-hating bastards. Y'all sitting around, y'all attacking black people, and this is what the government's doing behind y'all backs. You get into these damn silly pipe dreams. I don't get into it. If you like pipe dreams, this channel is not for you. Get out of here. Go. I don't get into pipe dreams. This is the reason why I had to cut some of these suckers off. And when then you got black people attacking, while black people attacking black people, this is what they do behind your back. They gave your reparations to white Latinos. Now he's saying everything that I've been saying. He said, I'm Latino. He never said that I was Puerto Rican. He never said I was. He said, I'm Latino. He said, I'm good. He said, the Democrat Party that y'all vote for, did this for me and my people. I'm good. I say, don't vote for neither one of them, because Republicans, they didn't do it. They really didn't do much either. They didn't do nothing for us either. But see, what they did, well, they gave your reparations to them. They said they get $1,400 a month, free health care, free medical, everything is free. Everything that African people fought for, so we can get that. 400 years of free labor, and they took our compensation and gave it to these bastards. But black people don't care. They want to sit on YouTube and attack other black folks. Is this what we're doing? So while you attacking other black people, this is what they're doing. You voted for this, Negropeans, FBAs. You voted for this. And now you got people who claim they're Pan-African, and now they have white talking points, which I'm going to show that too. I'm going to show that too. This is what I'm saying. We have to be consistent of what we claim to be.
$1,000 upon entry into this country. And soon as they got to their destination and settled in, they were being given $1,200 a month to $1,400 a month, plus free food stamps, free housing, free medical, free dental, and they even get free college. You can research it. They get free college, illegal aliens, but you get nothing. You get nothing. You need to wake up, man. Stop voting for the Democrats. In some cases, it's already too late. I'm good. I'm Latino, man. I don't have to worry about being replaced. I'm Latino.
Wow.
But you have to wake up. In some cases, it's already too late. Millions of these people will never leave. Okay? They will never leave. And the Democrats don't need your vote anymore. They don't need your vote anymore, man. They used you for your vote, and they already got millions of new voters, man.
That's right.
And they don't need you anymore.
They sure did.
And I'm telling you, man, you better wake up. You better stop voting Democrat. You better wake up. Latinos for Trump 2024.
They sure did. They sure did. Who feels stupid now? Like I said, I don't vote for neither one party. I'm not voting for Trump. I don't vote for none of these bastards. The last time I voted for Cynthia McKenzie for the Green Party, you know what Negropeans told me? Oh, I'm not voting for her. Oh, that's a waste of vote. You just wasted your vote. This is what Negropeans told me. Even though she was going to fight for everything that black people needed, you had Negroes say to me in my face that my vote was a waste of vote. They have other parties, you know. They have other parties. But they're only going to show Republican and Democrat. Now, first of all, there's no such thing as a Democrat Party. This is a republic country. This is a republic country. So this is the reason why you have Republicans. Matter of fact, everybody should be a Republican, if that's the case, because this country was built on Republicans. So, again, that was your reparations right there. There you know where your reparations went. So you're fighting for what? What are you fighting for reparations for? They already gave you reparations to another group of people who don't like you. Who don't like you. I'm going to play you Afro Think Tank. The double consciousness. Apple Think Tank, he has a lot of white talking points. I like the brother, but I think the brother I think he's losing himself. He's not being focused. He's kissing Kamala Harris' ass because she looks black. She looks black. We're not going through that again. I don't know if he hasn't learned his lesson with Barack Obama. I don't understand that. I don't understand people. But let's listen to what he says. Shout out to Afro Think Tank. But he has a lot of white talking points. Now I'm going to screen share this real quick. I'm not going to play the whole video, but I'm going to play a lot of his talking points. He has a lot of white talking points.
By this Afro Think Tank. Today, I want to speculate. All right, I want to do some speculating. I've been talking to my wife about this ever since I heard Joe Biden jumping out, because I think something massive is about to happen, right? Everything is about to change. The whole dynamic of how we're talking about this campaign is about to change, right? Because I think my foresight, which has not really failed me so far, I think my foresight is correct, but I could be wrong. All right. So what's gonna happen is Joe Biden, after he made his statement that he's not gonna run, he's gonna finish up his. I was about, for all intents and purposes. Shut. person. I would say she's an establishment politician. Most politicians, to be a politician, you better be a part of the establishment, because that's the only way you're gonna get establishment money in order to actually run and to win and to do anything. Even if they got stuff you want to do for your people, you pretty much have to play the game. If you don't want to play the game, don't play, right? So Kamala Harris look like they're gonna push her into the spot, but I'm hoping it's an open convention and they at least let the delegates choose, right? That's what I'm hoping, but for whatever new candidate that becomes more popular. But any candidate that, and I was going to vote for her, you know, but she lost. I did vote for her, but she lost, right? Now she's a prosecutor, right? So what they're going to, what the Republicans are going to do, and they'll start putting out the bullet points. They already started. The Republicans are they're going to start putting out their propaganda against her or their issues against her, right? Because they have to. She's going to be the new candidate more than likely, right? So they're going to talk about how she was a prosecutor. They want to get her, the Republicans want to get her, want to remind black people that she used to prosecute people in California. She was a prosecutor. So they'll say something like, oh, she put black people in jail. That's what she did. But she put people in jail who probably deserve to be in jail. That's the thing about it. I mean, just because they black, they went to jail, doesn't mean they were good. And she took advantage of the system, you know. They probably deserve to go to jail if they went to jail. That's the job of a prosecutor, right? You know, and a prosecutor is a very prestigious job in law enforcement. So on one side, we have a prosecutor who used to put people in jail, right? On the other side, we have a felon.
Now, I want to stop it right there because I'm not really feeling what he's saying because, you know, I've been in the legal situation. I know how these prosecutors get down. And like I said, I agree. I'd say if you commit the crime, you must do the time. However, does the time fix the crime? I've known brothers that purposely get stopped and frisked. Cops might find a little bag of weed. Next thing you know, these brothers got a felony. You don't get a felony because you get caught with a little bag of weed. Now, marijuana, of course, is legal now. But back then, in my city, it was considered a felony. So it would stop a lot of brothers to get jobs or go to school or whatever the case is. Oh, shoot. Shout out to Simp Police Academy. Yo, brother, I definitely need you on my panel. I need you to get on my panel, man, because man, you like, man, you're a real dude, man. You're a real dude, man. Shout out to Simp Police Academy. I want to get everything out. I'll put the link in, brother, if you're still on. But yeah, definitely come on, brother Bakari, please. If you're available, y'all can get on my panel, and we could chop it up from here. But I just want to give my thoughts out real quick. Shout out to Simp again. Shout out to Simp Police Academy. Good brother. But again, these are white talking points coming from a Pan-African Afro thinker. I like the brother. He makes some good points. But I think with him is that he got sort of caught up in the political game, and he's so caught up in Kamala Harris looking black, he started to lose himself, right? So, I like I said, I've been in the court system. So what? I know how the prosecutors get down. They will make it seem, even though if it's a petty crime and you're a black man or black woman, even though the crime could be petty, even though there's no evidence that you commit the crime, we know that prosecutors are known to make whatever crime that was presented, they will make it think they will make it where you committed homicide. They will make it seem that you on some Jeffrey Dahmer shit. Like they will really make it seem like you committed this horrible crime. So I've been there. I know how these so-called prosecutors get down. But yeah, I have no problem. You commit a crime. You commit the crime, you must do the time. But does the time fit the crime? That's my issue. And this is something he have missed. This is something that you just totally just ignore. Afro Think Tank, just again, what you're hearing from Afro Think Tank is what you call double consciousness. All this is part of it. He starts sound like what white people might say. This is facts. I just want to play that part. There was another one that I want to play. Let me play this one real quick. Let me share screen this. Well, damn, Afro think they well, slow down, brother. Slow down, brother. I didn't get the screen share you. So let's listen to more of that stuff. It's going to get juicy. Let's listen to more of what Afro Think Tank says.
You know, I know as an African American, yes, we go through a lot. We built the country. Yes, they enslaved us. Yes, a lot of that shit happened. Yes, we are owed this, we are owed that, blah, 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 blah. We know that. But there's more than just black people in America. There's white people, right? There's Spanish people, there's Asian people, there's all sorts of people. My question to you is, what exactly do you want to do with all these people? The way your rhetoric is, the way you got.
Now you notice he don't say African people, he don't say Europeans, but he can say all these other stuff. Well, there's Asians. You can say everybody who comes from a continent, but we don't come from nowhere. We don't come from nowhere. Listen to what he says. I don't say black, white, Asian. I don't say all that. I say African. I say European. I say Asian. That's what I say. So he totally ignored. Like it's kind of like he's making mockery.
We're owed this, we're owed that, blah, 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 blah. We know that. But there's more than just black people in America. There's white people, right? There's Spanish people, there's Asian people, there's all sorts of people. My question to you is, what exactly do you want to do with all these people? The way your rhetoric is, the way you guys are using your rhetoric. What exactly do you want to do with all these people? We have to coexist with these people. Meaning anybody who's in charge has to show that they are willing to coexist with these people. All right. Now let's talk about DEI and all that shit, right? Not DEI. Let's talk about let's talk about DEI because that's.
Let me stop. I want to just stop that right there. And I heard this crap before. We have to coexist. We have to work with these people. That's again, double consciousness, white talking points. We have to talk that we don't have to coexist with them. We don't have to work with them. We really don't. Asians don't do that. The Chinese, their money goes around 100 times before it leaves their neighborhood. They don't have to. They are self-sufficient. Asians work with Asians. Europeans work with Europeans. But why do we have to? Why we have to coexist with them? We have to work with them. You see my point? This is Afro thinker. This is Mr. Pan-African. What happened? You got so caught up in this politics, this European politics. That's not even your politics, dude. They're not going to accept you. They gave your reparations to a Latino. Oh, but you don't talk about that. You don't talk about that. Mr. Pan-African. So I'm going to play you another thing. Again, this is Afro Think Tank. I like this one because I'm going to really, this guy, he is so much of a lost cause. It's not even funny. He loved Kamala Harris so much. Like, this man loved Kamala Harris so much, like, it's not even funny. Kamala Harris is an Indian woman. She's married to a European. She don't like us like that. She haven't done nothing for African people, the American African in this country. Nothing. So let's listen to this Mr. Pan-African Afro think tank, Mr. Double Consciousness.
Kamala Harris says she's not going to do anything for black people. That's why I'm not supporting her. That's why I don't like her. That's why I'm going to vote for Donald Trump, who wants to literally destroy all black people and all Africans on the planet, because Kamala Harris once said that she's not going to do anything for black people. That's what I'm hearing in my comment section from the unintelligent individuals. That's what I'm hearing from people who call themselves doctors and princes of Pan-Africanism. That's what I'm hearing from so-called pro-black.
So basically he's attacking Dr. Umar Johnson. He's attacking Dr. Umar Johnson. Okay, so let's all right, let's continue.
Men who say they're pro-black but display anti-black rhetoric on their YouTube channels. That's what supposed Pan-Africans are saying on their YouTube and social media channels, miseducating the subscribers who are seeking out real information. See, that's why I'm here. All right? Because I'm so tired of the social media black YouTubers chasing the negativity of the algorithm in order to get paid, jumping on a fad. These people who are supposedly intelligent, who want to be considered leaders, thought leaders, and journalists, don't even do the basic journalistic research. They don't do anything. If you want to know what Kamala had in full context, so you can have an intelligent conversation based on facts and logic, all right, then you have to do real research. That's what we do here. So that's what I'm going to do, all right, because these are the things that people are saying, and it's fair for those who don't know. So people who come in my comment section and say they're only saying it because they're repeating what they hear irresponsible black Negroes like the ones I've mentioned bring up, because they caping for the white man by pretending like they really for, black people. They're not really for black people. They're for their pockets, okay? So this is what we're going to do, all right? We're going to put the interview up and see if that's what she said. Now, I want you subscribers to use your brains, all right? I want you to listen to the words that she's saying. Don't listen to reply. I want you to act like you sitting in school, right? And you listening to a professor. You listen to a professional speak, about serious issues in America. All right, that's what I want you to do. I want you to do your best to comprehend all the words and the complexity is which she's saying. The whole thing, not just the bullet points that are being utilized to attack her. Okay? So we're going to use the truth in its full totality, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to talk about it. All right, let's go.
Do you support reparations for black people?
Well, listen, again, we had over 200 years of slavery. We had Jim Crow for almost a century. We had legalized discrimination.
See, this is where the question, people need to really wake up and listen. The question is, she said, are you for reparations for the American African or African Americans? She's rambling. It's either a yes or no. Now, she went to school as an Indian woman, she has studied America. Slavery is American culture. That's not black. That has nothing to do with us. So she has studied American culture. She has studied United States culture. She understands that there was slavery. She understands all that. She mentioned all this. The question is, are you for reparations for African Americans in the United States? And she's saying all this like it's a yes or no. It's a yes or no. It's a yes or no.
And segregation, and now we have segregation and discrimination that is not legal but still exists and is a barrier to progress. We have disparities around housing. We have disparities around education. We have disparities around income. And we have to recognize that everybody did not start out on an equal footing in this country. And in particular, Black people have not. And so we have got to recognize that and do something about that and give folks a lift up. That's why, for example, I'm proposing the LIFT Act. Give people who are making $100,000 or less as a family a tax credit, which will benefit and uplift 60% of Black families who are in poverty.
So by default, it affects Black families, but there's not a particular policy for African Americans that you would explore.
But no, if you look at the...
See, she said no. She said no. She said no. There's not a particular policy for Black people. We want a specific policy for us. They did it for the Latinos. You heard the Latino said, well, I'm Latino. I'm good. They gave me this. I get free this. I get free that because he's Latino. But when it came down to her, she said, no, there's not a specific policy for the American African in the United States. But this is what you got these Negroes, they want to vote for her. This is what Afro Think Tank and all these silly dudes, they want to vote for this piece of garbage. For what? Why? I have no idea. Because she looks Black? Well, we're going to get into that later on. We're going to definitely get into that.
The reality of who will benefit from certain policies, when you take into account that they're not starting at the same place and they're not starting on equal footing, it will directly benefit Black children, Black families, Black homeowners, because the disparities are so significant. So if we focus on the specific issues that have resulted in the greatest disparities, and we understand that that's part of why we're doing it. Listen, the reality also is this: any policy that will benefit Black people will benefit all of society. Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No, because whatever benefits that Black family will benefit that community and society as a whole and the country, right?
Sick of all the ads like
this is the reason why we have a serious issue. And she said, well, I'm not going to do anything, only going to benefit Black people. I don't know why this keeps playing. Sorry about that. She said, well, I'm not going to do anything only for Black people, but do you hear Latino? That's the very reason why I played the Latino dude, to let you know that he said, I'm Latino. I'm good. He's telling us that we need to wake up. You have a Democrat woman that says that she's not going to do anything just for us. So every time they do something, everybody, we have to share everything that our people suffered. They didn't take no bullets. They didn't take a rock over their head. They didn't take, I don't understand this. And they doing this right in our face. But Afro Think Tank said, well, I'm cool with it because, hey, if it's a lift up, we all benefit. That might not be always true. Look at the civil rights. Look what happened to the civil rights. white women are benefiting more than than us? We still voting? We still fighting to have we still fighting for basic things. We're still fighting for basic things. Just for basic things. We're still fighting for that. Which we've been fighting for almost damn near 100 years. It's insane. So let's look at some more of Afro think tank rhetoric.
Always. What's going on, everybody? It's Afro Think Tank. So I see a lot of black people, black men, and some black women. They got their opinions on Kamala, which they should, right? Like I said, you don't have to vote for Kamala, right? It's just how you go about it, right? And what I'm seeing so far is exactly what I thought. I'm seeing some black people question her blackness. I knew that was going to happen. People forget she ran for the presidency the first time. We already did all this already, right? Now, I never question people's blackness. I think that's a shameful thing that African Americans do. Our first thing we do is start questioning somebody's blackness. Well, let me tell you something about African Americans who like questioning other people's blackness, right? Because we always talk about colorism, but when you question somebody's blackness, that's part of colorism. That's something that we just can't help but to do. Whether they're super dark or whether they're light skinned. We always go straight to colorism like we can gatekeep it. But guess what, you African Americans who want to gatekeep somebody because they lighter or they don't have the regular stereotypical pictures look of a Yoruba, West African, big nose, broad, like they don't have that one phenotype that comes out of Africa that you're used to seeing, right? You don't put the fact that Africa is very diverse, that Africans are diverse. They come in light skin to dark skin. They come in short noses to big noses. They come in flat noses to wide noses. Africans are the most diverse people on the planet. Yet, African Americans still look at other Africans if they don't have that one phenotype and they start questioning their blackness. Which, if that's the case, using that same metric, almost every single African can question every African American's Africanness. Just like you say she ain't black, an African on the continent say, guess what? You ain't black either. How about that? You mixed mulatto. They say, I don't care if you got 20%, 15% white in you because of what happened in the past. You still ain't African. How do you feel when they tell you that? Yeah, you think you can gatekeep some sort of black. That's the part I don't get. That's that black ignorance that we have in our society. All right. Now, I see people, they're saying she slept her way to the top. That's mostly guys, right? I understand that. But listen, don't talk about what Kamala Harris said, something not specifically for black people. It's like we're purposely not using context when listening to people's statements. When you run for the presidency of the United States, you're running for the presidency of the United States of America, not for black America. That's just the truth. Okay? Wow. Any smart political tactician knows that they need more than the black vote. A black politician needs more than the black vote, especially since the black vote doesn't, for all its energy, doesn't come out, show up and show out the way they should, the way they have the ability to. So people who want to be involved in politics and make any type of change, even in the black community, requires white votes. Meaning you can't just pander and have your policies geared towards one group because you're going to disenfranchise the other group. So politically wise, when politicians are asked certain questions, they have to answer it a certain way. Any policy that's good for black people is good for all Americans. So you don't do anything specifically for black people.
Wow.
You do it with black people in mind because you know they're going to benefit, but it has to still be for all Americans for the most part, right? Like, for instance, the reason why we don't have universal health care right now, the reason why we don't have a good healthcare system is because the government did not want to allow Africans to get health care. They thought we were going to die out. They were hoping that Africans would die out over time And that's the reason why we don't have a robust healthcare system. They are willing to let poor white people die because they wanted black people to die, right? So because of a policy geared towards black people in a negative way, all of Americans suffer. So when Barack Obama was trying to get universal health care and all of the corporations was trying to stop him, he spent almost all his political capital trying to get universal health care while also trying to save the economy. All we got was Obamacare, which has been the most successful healthcare program in America, saving thousands of people's lives, saving thousands of black women's lives, and yet you short-minded, TikTok-minded individuals forgot all of that. Y'all forgot how hard it used to be to get healthcare back when they used to get you for pre-existing conditions. Y'all forgot all that shit. Y'all forgot what Obama did for your black ass while y'all contrarians sit on here act like it didn't benefit you. While you sitting here, y'all able to get Kaiser, you're able to get Blue Cross Blue Shield, you're able to get insurance, you're able to keep your child on your insurance till you're 26. You're able to actually go in the office and get decent coverage without them denying you because you got diabetes or high blood pressure or high cholesterol. You know, and that's what they label all black people because we got that. And the reason why we have that because our black asses are not in our right environment. We're supposed to be in Africa in a tropical.
I gotta stop right there. I don't want to hear no more. I don't want to hear no more of that stupid shit. I'm sick. I'm tired of these white talking points. All of a sudden, they're not fighting for us. They're fighting for, of course. But why is it that when laws are passed, and Afro think you don't get it? Why is it that there's an Asian hate bill? They have hate bills for other people. Why is they still has a Voting Rights Act that has to be renewed every 25 years, Afro think tank? And then he's like, oh, well, anything that happens to black people, everybody, it benefit America. I don't want everything to benefit America. That was the whole purpose. We should we should have priority of everything. When it came down to the Latino guy, everything was specific for Latinos. Barack Obama did everything specifically for Latinos and the LGBT. See? You heard a lot of double consciousness from Afro Think Tank. I didn't want to hear no more of that. A lot of double consciousness. But he didn't mention that. And you could tell he was one of those that voted for Barack Obama. So you didn't talk about how many black men that was getting murdered by the hands of white racist extremist cops. You don't want to talk about that. You left that out. You weren't about some damn health care that I didn't really benefit from. Explain that to me, Afro Think Tank. How is it possible that you would just ignore all the other issues that we had in this country for 8 damn long years? You ignored the fact that Barack Obama was classified, according to Newsweek, the first gay president. You don't want to talk about that. I didn't vote for that, but you did. You voted for all those black folks that got murdered under Barack Obama. You voted for that too. So because he did one little good thing about universal health care, but look how many black people they sacrificed lives to get that. And you just only cool about some health care that didn't do a damn thing for me. I was good without Barack Obama's Obamacare, whatever that crap you call it. I was getting good health care before he got in office. Mr. Afro Think Tank. Then you want to talk about her blackness. Well, we're going to get into that too. We're going to get into that too because people get this mixed up because you have this red woman because she went to a SHBCU. She studied us. Of course, she gonna know. Of course, she lived. She was born here. She lived in this country. Of course, she's gonna be indoctrinated with with African culture. She gonna know the history that went on in the United States. At the same time, she turns around and says, after all this, and you hear her out of her mouth, she turns around and says, I don't think this country is racist. It just bothers me, but people get mad at Trump and his rhetoric, but no one questions this chick. No one questions Kamala Harris. Brother Bakari says, there's been a lot of misinformation on YouTube about Kamala. What is this information? I want to know what this misinformation. Because it sounds like Brother Bakari is going to vote for her. Just like he voted for Barack Obama. I don't have nothing. I'm not going to vote for Trump nor this piece of shit Kamala Harris. This is the same person that, to me, that she wasn't for reparations, as you can see. She's married to a European man. She's more closer to her. She's claiming her Indian side. I don't see what's so special about her. But let's see what Dr. Umar Johnson says. Let's see what Dr. Umar Johnson says.
Speaking of Kamala, right? How do you feel about her? Because I know you made a comment earlier saying that she don't claim her black side.
House nigga, just like Barack Obama, they do what they need to do to stay close to the white power structure. She made a career locking up black people.
That's true.
This is the same woman who went on international television, Art, let me remind you, about a year or two ago and said America is not a racist country.
Facts. She did say that.
You want me to go vote for a so-called black woman who went on international television and told the world that America is not a racist country? She spit in the face of the family of Trayvon Martin. She spit in the face of the family of Breonna Taylor. She spit in the face of the family of Michael Brown, Alton Sterling, Philando Castile, Amir Locke, Dante. We can go on and on. Tamir Rice,
right.
All the Africans murdered by police, which are state-sanctioned executions. Let us be clear.
Yep.
The police are agents of the state. When the police kills a black person, that is a state-sponsored execution. And in response to all this racism, the execution of George Floyd, this part-time black woman says America is not racist. And when I say part-time, Art, I'm not poking fun at her because she's being mixed race. I want to be clear. I'm poking fun at her because she can rarely be found speaking up for black people. My issue ain't her being mixed race. Nobody's responsible for how they come into this world. My issue with her is not identifying with her people. I remember another interview I saw with Kamala Harris, Art, and she said, somebody asked her, what are y'all going to do for black people? And she said, we can't pass laws just for black people.
That's right.
She said this.
She did
We
say
can't do things just for black. Well, Kamala Harris, can I ask you a question, Madam Vice President? If the Democratic Party can't do anything just for black people, why did y'all pass a law only for Asians?
That's right.
Why did y'all pass a law only for Native
That's
Americans?
right.
Why did y'all pass a law only for transgenders?
That's right.
Why did y'all pass a law only for LGBTQs?
That's right.
Why did y'all pass a law only for immigrants?
Yep.
If you can't do anything just for black people, this is what she said. It came out of her mouth. If you can't do anything just for black people, how was it possible for you and President Biden to do all these other things for specific ethnic groups in this country from whose benefit no other group can take anything from? Complete contradiction. Kamala Harris is not for black people. But you know what's going to happen?
Brother Bakari.
I'm going to tell you why they went that way. Or if they stay that way, they could.
Brother Bakari, she's not for black folks. Don't make that mistake that you did with Barack Obama. Brother Bakari, do not make that mistake with Barack Obama. You came out, you said, oh, she went to HBCU, and now you're saying that locking up black people, nobody never said she locked up black people. All I'm saying is that these prosecutors, and she said it for herself. She said, with the swipeable of a pen, I can destroy people's lives. And I think at one point she said that she did do that. With a swipe of a pen. Now, Brother Bakari, you wasn't there. How would you know that she didn't help lock up black people as a prosecutor? Do you know her personally? Were you there? Because I know how these prosecutors get down. I know how they get down. I know personally. I've been through a courtroom. I know how they get down. So no one can tell me nothing how these prosecutors, they will make a black person feel that they, for a petty crime, they will make a black person feel that they committed murder or some domestic terrorist over something silly, over something stupid. I don't trust prosecutors, and you shouldn't be trusting them either. So I believe it. I believe that she helped lock up black folks. I believe it. Maybe you don't believe it, but I believe it. Don't make that mistake, brother. Don't make that mistake. Now, I'm not saying I was there, but I've seen how prosecutors get down. I've been in a situation where I had a prosecutor, where it was a prosecutor made me feel like I committed some damn murder over some bullshit. I don't need nobody telling me how these prosecutors get down, man. I've been there. I know how they get down. I don't trust prosecutors, especially when they deal with black folks. Now, you protecting this woman. What is she going to do for black people? That's the question that you need as a Pan-African brother, because now you're sounding like Afro think tank. And I said this in the chat. Y'all have this European talking points. This double conscious shit I can't deal with. What's going on? You protecting this woman. Why? Because she went to a HBCU. She studied, she's an Indian, which I'm going to prove. Look who she married to. She ain't married to no one black. Y'all keep saying, oh, she's a black woman. Where? Show me. Because I'm telling you now, when she gets, if God forbid she gets in office, and Trump said, when his Trump supporters they go decide they're going to commit this terrorist thing on black folks or the Civil War, Kamala Harris is not going to do nothing. You know what she's going to do? She's going to tell people, especially us, let the law handle it. That's what she's going to say. That's what she's going to say. A lot of black folks going to die under her watch, just like Barack Obama. I don't trust her, and you should not trust her either. I understand that, Brother Bakari. I got you. But I don't trust her. I don't trust her. I don't believe, because you're trying to make it seem that she did all that. She as a prosecutor, she was light on black folks. I don't know. She was a prosecutor, dude. She was a prosecutor. I don't trust prosecutors. You trying to put light on a situation. Now, I don't know. You try to make it seem that, because most of us, we are the most incarcerated group of people than any other race of people. But I keep hearing this over and over again, that I don't know about her record. I don't know if that her record is true, that the record that you're saying. But I keep hearing this over and over again, that she locked up all these black folks, or she helped lock all these black people. This is a constant thing. And I don't know. But I don't trust her. I don't trust her. Even when she talks about, even when you heard her say, well, I'm not going to do anything for black people. Why not? You did everything else for every other group of people. I'm not feeling that. That's right. That's right, Sister Raw. So, Brother Bakari, I understand you're a Kamala fan. I mean, you're a Kamala Harris fan. You said for yourself you're going to vote for her. But I'm letting you know right now, and I told any other black people, when you vote for these monsters, the blood is going to be on your hands. And I said that with Barack Obama. All those black people died under Barack Obama's watch. I said the blood is on your hands. I didn't vote for them. I'm not voting for Trump. No, I'm voting for Kamala Harris. I'm not giving her this light that, oh, she was light on black people. She was a prosecutor. I don't trust prosecutors. I'm going by what I know. I'm going by what I know. I don't know who wrote her research. They can say anything. I want to know, show me the research of her saying how many black people that she locked up. Because they got to put down the race of the people. How many black people that she locked up? And what type of sentences that they had. Show me the research, what they was in for. I don't trust her. I don't trust prosecutors. That's just how it is. I know how they get down.
I'll flip her out. But let's say, for the sake of conversation, because Joe Biden did pass her his nomination, even though it's not his decision. She has his support, but the party got to choose her in Chicago. But let's say Kamala Harris gets the Democratic Party nomination in Chicago the week of my birthday, August 19th, I believe the DNC begins, or the 17th. Anyhow, here's why they're going to go that way, Art. Why are the Democrats about to give us the first woman president in American history? I'm going to tell you why. In 2022, there were 10 million more women registered to vote than men in America. Now, I'm talking everybody, Art. Black, white, red, yellow, brown, gay, straight, everybody. There were 10 million more women registered to vote than men, even though there's only about 3 more million women than men in this country. Population wise, there's not a great gender disparity. You only see that when you come to the Black community for reasons of extermination, incarceration, okay, miseducation, right? And sexual confusion, right? So outside of Black America, the male-female gender balance is almost the same. I believe there's 168 million adult women in America, and there's about 165 million adult men in America. So you only have a 3 million person discrepancy. Now, those 10 million votes, there's 10 million more women registered to vote than men are. Elections have been decided by votes less than 10 million. You've had elections decided by 1 million. You had elections decided by 2 million. You've had elections decided by 3 million. You've had elections decided by 700,000 votes. If there's 10 million more women registered to vote than men in America across all race, colors, and class, if we nominate Kamala Harris as the Democratic Party's president, can she bring us those women votes, those undecided women? Can Kamala Harris bring us all the poor Black women, the working class Black women, the upper class? Can she bring us the white middle class women? Can she bring us the poor white women? They are banking on the fact that there's 10 million more women than men registered. And if we stick Kamala Harris out there for us, can she bring us the greatest share of those 10 million female votes? Here's what it's going to come down to. Do white women prefer a woman of color or a white man? That's what it's going to do. White American women prefer to have a white man in the presidency or a woman of color? And you know what I think, Art? I'm not completely decided, but I would say to you, wasn't this question already answered for us when Donald Trump took on Hillary Clinton? Did not America's white women choose Trump over Clinton? When it came time for the Electoral College to cast them votes, they went with Trump. So if they chose Trump over Clinton, here's the question, Art. If American white women chose Donald Trump over Hillary Clinton the first time Trump ran against a Democratic female, why would they switch and choose Kamala Harris over Trump the second time? If they chose Trump over a very well experienced, very popular Hillary Clinton the first time, why would they switch and now choose a Black woman, half Black, half South Asian, half East Indian? Why would they choose a Black woman over Trump when they didn't even choose Hillary Clinton over Trump? But I'm telling you this, brother, I'm going to the Democratic National Convention. I'm going to try to get there because that's going to be a circus. You ain't seen a nigga show in your life like what you're about to see, because they got to outdo Hulk Hogan. They got to outdo Amber Rose. They got to outdo Ben Carson. You want to see a house coon show in Chicago like you have never seen. I cannot wait to see which rapper. I cannot wait to see which rapper, which basketball player, which football player, which comedian, which actor. I cannot wait to see which one of these house Nick celebrities is going to go to bat for the Democratic Party. And here's my thing, Art. I'm not dismissing the Black celebrities for speaking at the Democratic National Convention just for that reason. I'm dismissing them, Art, because they're going to go up there, show up and show out for the Democrats without a single promise to their community.
That's right.
Without a single pledge to their community. Without a single concession to their community. With all we've been through and all we're about to go through, how the hell can you fly your ass to Chicago, basketball player, football player, rapper, actor, dancer, singer, comedian? How can you go up there and show up and show out for Kamala Harris, who never did a damn thing for black people. That's my issue. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Every black person listening to me, on November the 5th, you need to be in a black community when the election results are read. My bougie nigga living in the suburbs, living in an all-white community, you do not want to be caught outside on November the 5th if Donald Trump loses. Because here's my thinking, Art. We only got 3 months and a few weeks to the presidential election. Let me say that again. We only got 3 months and a few weeks to the presidential election on November 5th. You mean to tell me Joe Biden backs out with 3 months left, anoints Kamala to his spot. She only got 3 months to campaign, and you still going to beat a very popular Donald Trump? Do you think the American people are going to believe Donald Trump lost fairly after y'all tried him in court, convicted him in court? And I know we'll get later to the artificial assassination, but nonetheless, do you really think Americans are going to believe Kamala Harris beat Donald Trump straight up? I'm not too sure about that. And if poor white America thinks they were robbed of this election, that January 6th takeover, that was nothing but a pool party for what you're about to see in this country if Donald Trump loses this election. I would not want to be a black person in a white neighborhood on November the 5th, 2024, when those presidential election results are read and Donald Trump is not the winner. I believe white folks are going to show up and show out, Art. You better have a gun, a knife. Black people better exercise, what is it, our Second Amendment rights? Right to carry, is that the Second Amendment or the Fourth?
I want to say the second.
I think it's the second. Black folks better exercise their right to carry. You better buy every gun, every bullet you got, because if Donald J. Trump loses,
I believe it,
this election, going against a Democrat who had 3 months to run, you had 3 months to run and you beat Donald Trump. White America gonna flip off, Art.
That's right.
I'm going to make sure I'm ready, brother. Make sure you're ready. And I want all my American Africans out there, wherever you live in America, especially if you're in a city that's predominantly white, if you're in a state that's predominantly white. You know, we in Philly, which is half black, half white, 50-50. You know what I mean? But black people, please be prepared for what can happen on these streets if Donald J. Trump loses that election. And to that point, Art, this is why I think the shadow government has a lot of deciding and a lot of reasoning and a lot of debating to do. Because here's the thing, Art. If you steal the election from Trump and give it to the Democratic Party, whether it's Kamala or anyone else, because you want to make sure China doesn't take over Africa, and you want to make sure China doesn't take over the Caribbean, make sure China doesn't take over second and third world, Central and South America. So you want a Democrat in there because Democrats have always had better relationships with black countries. If you do that, you might win the world, but you might lose America. Because if these white folks flip out, Art, look, let's be honest. The American public has more weapons than the American military. Let me say that again. The American public, 350.
Like Brother Bakari, man, you was right. Brother Bakari, you was right. That Bushwick movie. He's talking about that Bushwick movie.
Million people. They have more guns than the U.S. military. Now, the military has better weapons. The military has better weapons, but the people have more weapons. American military is no more than 500,000 people, Art. There's no more than 500,000. How are you going to put 500,000 against 350 million with more weapons? You're not winning that. If the U.S. military has to go to war with her own citizens, I believe the U.S. military will lose. And I believe a lot of people in the U.S. military will side with the American people. And by American people, I mean white American people.
Right.
So the National Security Agency, the Council on Foreign Relations, the Bilderbergers, the Federal Reserve, the Trilaterals, the Illuminati, the House of Rome, the Rothschilds, the Wahlbergs, the Morgans, the Stanleys, the Rockefellers, they got to ask themselves, If we rob Donald Trump so we can maintain Africa and the Caribbean, will that lead to social unrest in America? Will America degenerate into chaos? Will we have to evoke martial law? That's a hell of a decision to make. Do I go for the resources or do I maintain American status quo? Because Art, if America breaks down internally, China is the new superpower. The only thing keeping China from being the world superpower right now is this country. If this country descends into chaos, China runs the world. Does the power structure, does the secret government of this country really want China in charge? That's the question.
Yeah, that's real talk. And speaking of Kamala, that's Montel Williams' old joint, right?
I believe they dated. I believe they dated. But you know, politics and entertainment, those two worlds are very, very similar. And what I mean by that, people often date and compromise themselves to the top. I mean, the fact that Kamala Harris couldn't find a single black man to marry. I mean, you got to think about this. See, Art, you know, when we start talking about that snow bunny crisis, right? I'm not sure if people really see how deep this goes.
Let's go very
See,
deep.
if Art marries a white woman, it ain't just about you marrying a white woman. You married her culture.
That's
You
right.
married her values. You married her family. You married her race.
Yep.
Not only that, you're saying I couldn't find a single black woman on the face of the earth who was good enough to make my wife.
That's right.
When Kamala Harris married that white man, she basically told every black man on earth, none of you are good enough to be my equal.
That's right.
But guess what, Art? Don't be surprised that this whole thing was set up from the beginning by the shadow government. Don't be surprised. It could have been in the playbook 8 years ago that we're going to make Joe Biden step down on a Sunday. No way. No way. That could have been in the playbook to anoint Kamala. And you say, why? Why they want Kamala Harris? You know why? India is a world superpower. India is a world superpower. India is the tech giant of the planet Earth. She has one of the top 5 populations in the world.
Right.
She's one of the most influential governments on Earth. And America cannot afford for Russia and China to draft India. And now America has to deal with a 3-headed monster. China is already one of the most populated nations in the world and is also one of the most economically powerful countries in the world. India is economically powerful. India has one of the large world populations. And just like China is the Walmart of the world, India is the tech giant of the world. So this could possibly be a play by the power structure to use Kamala Harris to go into India and try to use her diplomatic power to bring India back to America. Because remember, India is a BRICS country. India is in with Brazil, Russia, India, China, South America. She already in BRICS, but she hasn't formally said, I'm riding with China against America. India hasn't formally said, I'm riding with Russia against America. If India decides to ride with Russia and China, America over. We might as well all move out. And that's why I can see this as a diplomatic move. Giving the East Indians an American president, that's a hell of a consolation prize. Think about that now.
Makes
I made
sense.
one of you the president of our country to stop you from riding with Russia and China. It's a hell of a consolation prize. And let me say this to all my black women out there, because I love my Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority sisters. I love the pink and green. And I know Kamala Harris is a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. But this is what I want to say to my AKA sisters and all black women, not just my AKA sisters who I love and respect. Tremendous respect for the AKAs and all the sororities, the whole divine nine. But if black women think Kamala Harris going to get in office and take care of them, if black women think Kamala Harris is going to get in office and take care of them, Art, they got something else coming. You know what she's going to take care of? Her East Indian immigrants.
That's right.
You think East Indian immigrants are already buying up a lot of the franchise restaurants and franchise stores? They're already buying up a lot of the hotel chains in America. Let Kamala Harris become vice president. By the time she's done, if she can get 8 years, If she can get 8 years, by the time Kamala Harris is done being president of the United States of America, the East Indian people will be the priority minority in this country. Not the homosexuals, not black people, not Latinos. Let Kamala Harris get that White House. The East Indian American will be the priority minority by the time she leaves the Oval Office.
I had to play that. I had to play that. East Indians is going to be priority. See what Brother Bakari said. He said, once again, y'all follow the narrative, not facts. I'm not a fan of Kamala. I did research and learned new things. Brother Bakari, I need you to show this research you did on Kamala Harris. I need you to put that up there. I don't know if you did. I haven't seen it. But you need to screen share this research of Kamala Harris. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I don't trust her. I don't trust her. I don't trust her as a prosecutor. Even when she answered about reparations. See, these are signs right there that she don't give a damn about black people. Because she what? Because she went to HBCU. That don't mean nothing. That means nothing. Oh, because she put some hot sauce on some fried chicken, or she likes collard greens. See, we like the silly shit, right? When they talk about us, it got to be some sort of entertainment. It got to be some sort of, as far as food. But when it comes down to real issues, they find all the excuses in the world where they can't pass any laws to do anything for us. Well, I'm gonna have to check it out, Brother Bakari. But I'm gonna tell you this, Brother Bakari. If these white people decide to go bunkers, your girl Kamala Harris ain't gonna do nothing for black folks. And I said this before, she's not gonna protect us. We are on our own. But if you vote for her, you voted for that. If you vote for her, let me say this again. If you vote for her, you voted for that. You voted for that. You voted for her not protecting us. See, here's the thing what I don't understand. Even with this whole Barack Obama situation, I always it bothers me when Negroes went in and voted for him. Even when I was telling black people, don't vote for Barack. He's not for us. Even Dr. Umar said the same thing. Right? All these black people died. He didn't do nothing for us for 8 years. You have black people went and vote for him again. So, oh, he's really going to do that. Didn't do nothing. The Flint water case situation. Didn't do nothing. Told black people it's okay to drink poison water. And black people was cool with it. They don't even talk about it. They don't even talk about it. Then there was this old video where he talks about racism and there's racism, blah, 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 blah. But then when he becomes president, he gets to the the United Nations or whatever, said, oh, there's nothing wrong with America. America's not racist. Same thing that Kamala Harris said. Same thing. Oh, there's nothing wrong with America. America is good. It's great. But then people get mad at Trump when he said he wants to make America great again. I don't understand this. I don't get it. because I'm starting to realize black people vote like children. They have this childlike mentality. Oh, well, I'm going to vote for him because he's black. But what about his policies? What about his policies? Have his policies match his race? And see, for the most part, we was adults when Barack Obama was running for president. So most of us should have known better. When Barack Obama was running, I wasn't 18, 19 years old. Brother Bakari, you wasn't 18, 19 years old. You was a full grown adult. Just like me. But you voted for him because what? Because he looks black. Because you thought that was going to, what, offend white people? But his administration was what? All white. Then on top of that, his vice president was a racist, which is Joe Biden. He had used words like the N-word, which I could play it right now. Said we don't need no nigger president. No nigger mayor, and all this other stuff. To call our kids predators, and we don't need them in our neighborhood. All types of evil stuff. Pass laws. But you get mad at Trump? You get mad at Trump? You let this man slide for 8 fucking years, man. And even Trump, and I knew this was going to happen. Even Trump said, well, you let this man slide for 8 years and he didn't do nothing for you. Matter of fact, your condition got worse. All right, let me put this link in. Let me put this link in with my brother. Now we're going to have to chop this up. Let's see. All right, Trump is in there. The link is in there. I'm sorry. The link is in the chat, Brother Carr. Come on in. Because we're gonna chop this up. But that's my point. So people get upset when Trump says certain things. Joe Biden has said the same thing. But I want to play that what Kamala Harris has said. She said, I don't think America is racist. That's what Dr. Umar was saying. So that was a slap in the face. All those black people have died. We saw what happened with Rodney King and all these people. And she said, and she still said, and she just mentioned about slavery and Jim Crow. She just mentioned it. So let's play that shit.
On Good Morning America. Listen.
Well, first of all, no, I don't think America is a racist country, but we also do have to speak truth about the history of racism in our country and its existence today. And I applaud the president for always having the ability and the courage, frankly, to speak the truth about it. He spoke what we know from the intelligence community, one of the greatest, having the existence today. America is a racist country.
Is exactly what our Madam Vice President Kamala Harris did yesterday too, when she said virtually the same thing when she was asked about Tim Scott's comments on Good Morning America. Listen.
Well, first of all, no, I don't think America is a racist country, but we also do have to speak truth about the history of racism in our country and its existence today.
So I don't understand. See, that's again, she says one thing and then she turns around and says, well, I don't think America is a racist country, but we have to speak the truth about. So what is the truth? What is the truth? I don't get it. I don't get it. It's a slap in the face. That's why we can't pit everything. We can't pit any
I think America is a racist country, but we also do have to speak truth about the history of racism in our country and its existence today. And I think America is a racist country, but we also do have to speak truth.
Comments on Good Morning America. Listen.
Well, first of all, no, I don't think America is a racist country, but we also do have to speak truth about the history of racism in our country and its existence today. And I applaud the president for always having the ability and the courage, frankly, to speak the truth about it. He spoke what we know from the intelligence community.
So I rest my mic on that one. I didn't want to play that. Let me see about this one. Shit. What did I do here? So again, we have this notion that Kamala Harris is a black woman. I do not want to hear about some old video that she was on a Breakfast Club and she said, well, we as black people, because again, you got Negroes again, they keep separating black people from African. Well, she has a Jamaican father, but that don't mean anything. You have a lot of Indians are Jamaicans. You have a lot of Asians are Jamaicans. That don't mean anything. I don't know how her father looks Indian to me. But you're going to see where that they're going to keep saying that she's Indian. And what I don't understand, and Dr. Umar put this out there that she was part of some Kappa and all this other stuff, some sorority, sorority team or whatever the case was. That don't mean anything. Anybody could pass for black, which I'm going to show. Anybody can so-called be black temporarily until they get what they want, until they can pass or try to camouflage and all that. We there's a lot of people. There's people have been doing that because they want to feel accepted. So let's look at this real quick. Let's see how black or how African Kamala Harris really is. Because I don't want to see no old video that she was on about, oh, you know, because we as black people, blah, blah, blah. That don't mean nothing. That's old video. What about now? Is she saying it now? Is she saying it now? No.
Woman to be nominated as a vice presidential candidate in America. In a recent event, the Democratic vice presidential nominee took a trip down memory lane, recalling her mother's journey from India to America. Now, her mother, Shamila Gopalan, was born in Chennai and immigrated to America to study at UC Berkeley. The Indian origin senator also talked about her trips to India and her mother's attempts to instill a first Indian American.
Now listen to what he says. Listen to what he says.
Becoming the first Indian American woman to be nominated as a vice presidential candidate in America.
He said the first Indian woman to become vice president in the United States. People kept saying she's black. People kept saying, where she's black at, y'all? Come on, talk to me. Where she says she's black at? Where did she say she's African? Because black and African goes hand in hand. He said the first Indian woman. I'm trying to understand. Afro Think Tank. Where's Afro Think Tank when you need them? I don't get it. Afro Think Tank messed up.
The first Indian American woman to be nominated as a vice presidential candidate in America. In a recent event, the Democratic vice presidential nominee took a trip down memory lane, recalling her mother's journey from India to America. Now, her mother, Shamala Gopalan, was born in Chennai and immigrated to America to study at UC Berkeley. The Indian origin senator also talked about her trips to India and her mother's attempts to instill a love of good idli in her.
I stand before you as the first candidate for Vice President of the United States of South Asian descent. When my mother, Shamala, stepped off the plane in California at 19 years old, she didn't have much in the way of belongings, but she carried with her lessons from back home. Growing up, my mother would take my sister, Maya, and me back to what was then called Madras, because she wanted us to understand where she had come from and where we had ancestry. And of course, she always wanted to instill in us a South candidate for vice. I stand before you as the first candidate for Vice President of the United States of South Asian descent. When my mother, Shamala, stepped off the plane in California at 19 years old, she didn't have much in the way of belongings, but she carried with her lessons from back home. Growing up, my mother would take my sister.
I got to stop it right there. Where did she say she was black at? Where did she say she was mixed? And you notice she's always saying about her mother. She never said about her father. Because the word black has no power. When you're not connected to a continent, you become powerless. That's the reason why I don't say that I'm just black. I say I'm African. I'm Pan-African. I'm an African brother of abroad. Because I know where my roots are from. I know where my ancestors come from. I can't speak for any other Negropean out here. Black African people wrote their stories, how they got kidnapped. See, there you go. I believe that, Sister Raw. I believe that. He do got some. This man looks damn near white. And I don't and remind you, she never mentioned about her father. Kamala Harris embraced her Indian side. That's the thing. Sister Ross said her father is British and I guess Irish, born in Jamrock, not a black African. Of course not. Of course he's not a black African. You can look at him. He's not one of us. He's not one of us. That's why she don't mention him. That's why she don't say, well, I'm mixed. I come from, my father was African from Jamaica. And she don't say that. She don't say that. Let me screen something else here. This is when Kamala Harris was vice president, when she got vice president. Let me put that there. See, if we're gonna do research, we gotta really do it, man. Let me see something. Post this up here. All right. So with that say, let me blow that up for y'all. Let me blow that up for y'all. Kamala D.V. Harris becomes first. Oh, shit. Becomes the first Indian American woman. Indian American woman, vice president of the United States of America. Wow. So where did she say that she was black at? Where did she say she was black at? Where did she say that she was black in this title? Where did she say that she was mixed? Indian people do not like African people. We understand the story of Gandhi, how he stationed in South Africa and how he talked bad about those Africans in South Africa. Indians do not like African people. They look down on us. They think we're stupid. Then when you go to India, I've been seeing Indians, those Indians in India, they eat. They have dirty hands and they cook with dirty hands and they feed the people, feed those street cooks. Very disgusting. Don't even wash their hands and use any type of sanitizer. Disgusting. Nasty. And they showing this on social media to let you know what's going on in India. So I want to know if she's African people. They're not African people. I want to show you one more thing. Where she had met this Indian comedian. Let me screen share this real quick. I'm almost done with this. Because I want to see what's so special about Kamala Harris. I think that's the whole purpose of this video. I want to see what's so special because she's not going to do anything for black folks because she went to an all-black college. She's showing you who she's loyal to. And it's natural to be with your own. So let's play this real quick.
From the store, he's like, obviously, with the taster's choice. This is literally how my mother kept all of this stuff. It's so funny. What is that? Do they tell each other? I don't know. Taster's choice.
Hi guys, it's Mindy. I'm here in my kitchen, and today we are cooking, but we have a very special guest. Very special. Senator Kamala Harris.
Hi guys.
Wait, so here's what I want to know.
Okay.
Is it respectful to call, like, I should be calling you Senator Harris, right?
No, you should not. That's not on my birth certificate.
Okay.
Call
Kamala?
me, yes, please.
Okay, because the Indian in me, I feel like my parents,
Just
my
don't
dad
call
will
me-
watch this.
Just don't call me auntie.
Okay. I won't call you auntie. They'll be like, how could you call her by her first name? She's worked so hard. Okay, so what we're going to cook today is an Indian recipe.
Yes.
Because you are Indian.
What'd she say? She said, because you are Indian. Because you are Indian. Let's play that again.
I should be calling you Senator Harris, right?
No, you should not. That's not on my birth certificate.
Okay.
Call
Kamala?
me, yes, please.
Okay, because the Indian in me, I feel like my parents,
Just
my
don't
dad
call
will
me-
watch this.
Just don't call me auntie.
Okay. I won't call you auntie. They'll be like, how could you call her by her first name? She's worked so hard. Okay, so what we're going to cook today is an Indian recipe.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
you are Indian.
Yes.
Okay, and I don't know that everybody knows that, but I find that wherever I go and I see Indian people at the supermarket, on the street, everyone's like, you know, Kamala Harris is Indian, right? It's like our thing we're so excited about.
See, there you have it. There you have it. So I'm trying to figure out where she's black at. Where is she? All of a sudden, she's please, someone tell me, how is this woman is an African woman when she clearly says that she's Indian? She said, you are Indian. I'm going to play that one more time because I want people to see what I'm talking about.
I won't call you auntie. They'll be like, how could you call her by her first name? She's worked so hard. Okay, so what we're going to cook today is an Indian recipe.
Yes.
Because you are Indian.
Yes.
Okay, and I don't know that everybody knows that, but I find that wherever I go and I see Indian people at the supermarket, on the street, everyone's like, you know, Kamala Harris is Indian, right? It's like our thing we're so excited about to have you running for president.
Yeah.
So we're both Indian,
Yes.
but actually we're both South Indian.
Yes. You look like the entire one half of my family.
Okay, thank you.
You do.
I've been telling people
You
we're
do.
related.
There you have it. So I'm done with it. I'm done with it. But see that comedian woman right there? The comedian? I forgot her name. Kelly Cook, I forgot. I don't know this. But her brother, that Kamala Harris was talking to, the woman, her brother, was trying to pretend that he was black. Screen share this real quick. Okay, here we go. This is her brother. Mindy Kelling. Mindy's Kelling's brother. That was the one who was talking to Kamala Harris. And her brother was trying to be a fake. He was faking to be black to get into medical school. This is him. Now, he's obvious. He looks Indian. But wait a minute. They black. But why would they say he was trying to fake to be black. He was faking to be black. You see what I'm saying? This is what they do. He said, actress Mindy Keling's brother says that he posed as a black man years ago to get into medical school, and that the experience opened his eyes to what he calls a hypocrisy of affirmative action. So he had to fake to get in medical school. But I thought he was black. Why he has to fake to be black? This is crazy to me. He did a soul man routine. He said, so he said, I shaved my head, trimmed my long Indian eyelashes, and applied to medical school as a black man. My changed appearance was so startling that my own fraternity brothers didn't recognize me at first. Wow. He says he joined the Organization for Black Students and applied to schools using middle names like JoJo. Wow. So this is he did a soul man routine. He got that from Soul Man. Now that's the sister. That was the woman that was talking to Kamala Harris. But I thought they were black. I thought the Kamala Harris was black. They're not black. They only will say that just to get your votes because they're running for some sort of stupid ass office. This is crazy to me, man. Black people, they want to make the whole world black, man. It's just nonsense. So the only thing that Kamala Harris can do, these are my last two slides. The only thing that she can give black people that she could make some good old collard greens. This is what y'all gonna get. That she can make some good collard greens and she like hot sauce. Damn, I had that up here. Where's that shit at? That she can go to a soul food restaurant and pour some hot sauce on, and that's the Photoshop. That's a snapshot that, oh look, she like hot sauce. I'm gonna vote for her. I'm gonna vote for her. The bottom line is about this program is that she's not for us. You could talk about Trump. You could diss Trump. You could say Trump ain't doing this for black people and all this other stuff. But it goes both ways. It goes both ways. And we do not want to make the same mistake that with Barack Obama. With Barack Obama, we're not going to make that same mistake. You can't be saying that you love black folks, but then you're going to vote for a damn red woman who don't give a damn about black people. Because what? She went to a HBCU. Oh, she coddled black people while she was a prosecutor. I'm sorry. I can't rock with that. I don't trust her. And she clearly said she wasn't going to do nothing for us. She clearly said she wasn't going to do nothing for us. Clearly. Now she got the Indian people, they behind her. They can't wait for her to get in office. Like I said, the blood is not going to be on my hands. I'm not voting for no damn Kamala Harris because if anything happens to my people, the blood is not going to be on my hands. I feel sorry for the ones that vote for this woman, this evil piece of shit, this evil bitch. I'm not voting for her. Indian people do not like African people. We got to learn as Pan-Africans, we're going to learn to be consistent. We're going to learn to be consistent. We're going to learn to be consistent. I don't flip-flop. I don't flip-flop. Now, I presented all this evidence. I won't vote for her, nor I'll vote for Donald Trump. Okay, I got my brother Bakari on here. Oh, shit. What's good, King?
Yo, what's up? Hey, look. See, my thing is, right? See, this is my thing. I don't care about Kamala, all that stuff people saying about Kamala. I said it when she first ran for president. But I had the decency to say, I'm going to go look up this shit for myself. And there have been a whole lot of lies. And that's what I'm talking about when I say black people, we find a narrative and we want to roll with it. Just like those people that say that there's no difference than those people lying saying they Indian. Somebody gave them a good narrative. They ain't going to do no research. So I will just keep saying this and we'll stay in the same boat. People don't have to vote for Kamala. But the funny thing is, how is it black people never ask, never say what Trump ain't going to do? They never say what black people died when Trump was in office. They never say, they never talk about the 6, 7 people Trump had executed when he on federal death row when he lost. The 13 people and like 7 of them was black. They never mention it. Y'all never mention what Trump wanted to do to the Central Park 5. And even when they became free years later, y'all only spin one narrative. We gonna talk bad about this person, but y'all ain't fighting white people. That's my point. Y'all fighting black people who been voting Democrat, and y'all want to say y'all are smarter. Something is wrong with those black people because they still vote Democrat. But y'all done figured out something different. And Dr. Umar, when he said and all that stuff he said, I'm at home. Like I said, I came home, so some people came in and we started talking. But when I had to come home for a death in the family, like I said, and some people came in there. So when folks was when Dr. Umar was talking, I even forget literally all he said about Kamala. But even when they spin the narrative, when she absolutely said, I ain't gonna do nothing specifically for black folks. Then she started saying she black. Then she started naming stuff she'll do that benefit black people. But then you can literally listen to her record when she was on there, when he said, "Oh yeah, she never said black, she only claimed Indian." That is not true. Black people need to stop. I played an interview from this woman from 2004.
But I just showed you though.
Wait a minute, 2003 and 2004, and that's what she talk about her blackness. And if you look up her record, and I don't care who people, I just want black people to say, you know what, I ain't gonna follow a narrative. And this is how black people get scammed on YouTube. Because we don't do no real research. We ain't gonna look nothing up. We're gonna just say, yeah, that's right, and it sounds good. And I'm not gonna look anything else up. So it doesn't make a difference how many times I show it, how many times I prove her she did this, and this. They saying she sent all those black people to prison is a lie. It's been proven that it was a lie. You can prove where she only had the repeat offenders rate was 50%. When she became a DA, the repeat offenders list went from 50% to 10%. And if she put all those black people in jail, that means all those programs she created, who had their records unsponged, who got a chance to go to trade school, who got a chance to go to school and get job training, trade training for free. Obviously, she did all that for black people too, right? See, we want to have it one way. We want to just say she did bad stuff to black people, but the good stuff was for everybody else. But you know what, though? The good stuff that she did was people who had been prosecuted but didn't go to jail, didn't do no time. And I'm not saying they're capable. I'm just saying, man, we gonna have to do better than that. Because if we don't do better than just constantly spinning a narrative, we ain't the only difference between the people spinning this narrative and Tariq Nasheed is Tariq Nasheed spent his narrative and hustle and made a lot of money off it. The only difference in people that spinning this narrative and ain't doing real research and Dane Calloway is Dane Calloway spent his narrative and made a lot of money off it. But the people doing this ain't making no money off it. But black folks will still say, you know what, I ain't gonna need to look because they said this, and this. And it ain't even about whether you're gonna vote for her or not. It's black people just want to go against black people that has been voting Democrat. So I always ask the question, it's two people running. What has Donald Trump said he gonna do for black people? Or what has he ever done for black people, even though we know what he did? I remember you said you gave your vote to Cynthia McKinney. And don't get it twisted, I don't disrespect Cynthia McKinney. But when she was senator, whatever she was here, when she was here and she was in Atlanta, when she started talking about going across seas to help people and see who having problems and so on and so forth, you know she didn't go to Africa, right? You know, would you like me to tell you where she went to make sure certain people was okay? Would you like to know where she went?
Where she went, brother?
Palestine. She went to Palestine.
Okay.
That's where she went. She never went over there. Then she went talking about Hebrews.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
So when we sit here and well, yeah, she ain't black. I ain't never say she black. She half black. And when people say her daddy ain't black, she's Kamala is half black. You can't take the black from her. Her mama is Indian, but you can't take the black out of her because I don't consider mixed race people black either. I consider them what they are, mixed race. I can't take the black out of them. I can't. That's just a fact. But when we hold on to drunk Joe Brown narratives and her daddy was half Irish in this, you ever seen her daddy? I ain't talking about the pictures when she got old, because when you're old, you change. Did you ever see her daddy when he was a professor at Stanford University? You ever seen her daddy?
No.
Oh, would you like? I can send you some stuff so you can see him. I can also send you all this stuff I'm talking about. And I'm, in all honesty, like I said, I don't care. I wouldn't gonna vote till white folks start screaming if Trump lose, what they gonna do. But black folks seem to be okay with that. I want to see what they gonna do. Dr. Umar telling folks, be careful. Be careful. Oh, Lord, the white folks say, oh, Lord, if Trump lose, y'all better be worried about what them don't get caught out there by yourself. So I'm going to tell you everything bad about Kamala because I want them white folks who going to fight. I want them to know I'm okay. Fuck them white folks. Well, black folk, we don't want to stand on that. We want to figure out a way to fight black folks who've been voting Democrat. Let Trump win. Because if Trump win, you ain't got to worry about him fighting it. You just got to worry about Project 2025 and all that other stuff. But you ain't got to worry about him fighting it. Because they didn't swarm the Capitol until Trump lost. So he's spinning the narrative when they steal it from Trump. Ain't nobody what did they steal from Trump? I don't know what they stole from Trump. Do I think Kamala was handpicked? I can go down that road too. Yes, I believe she was handpicked, but not for the same reason that he say. I ain't saying he wrong, but I think she was handpicked. You know, because when he talked about who won't all be at the Democratic National Convention, right? Did you watch any of it? You know who spoke a lot
Nah,
of
not really.
you know who spoke a lot at the Democratic National Convention?
Who?
Republicans. You know why? Because they say they want to get back to the regular Republican Party. They don't want to be MAGA. Even white folks is concerned about MAGA. But black folks, for some strange reason, the people who've been killed more than anybody by these people in this country seem to say, oh, everything gonna just be okay. Even white folks concerned about them. The MAGA folks. That's what, see, it was easy to slide Kamala in. I agree with him on that. Because Republicans had already started coming out saying they was against Trump. Right? So I'm gonna show you something. When what's his name? When Joe Biden decided that he wasn't gonna run this time, right? You do know 40% of the Republicans was asking Donald Trump to step down at the same time, right?
No, I didn't know that. Yeah, wow.
40%. So watch this. They wanted a woman. I call her a woman of color because she ain't just black. She's mixed. They wanted a woman of color. She's black and Indian. And they saw how the Republicans had turned on Donald Trump already. So now with other countries coming out talking about America's always led the way, when they're going to get a woman, and especially a woman of color, to be president. It was easy. Kamala was the easy choice because the Republican Party is turning on the MAGA Party. That's why Trump is getting blown out the water right now in all these polls. So when they picked Kamala, yeah, she was handpicked. I absolutely believe she was handpicked. And I'm not sitting here saying Kamala gonna save black people. But what I am saying, and I do believe it is, I do believe that if they're gonna ever be a president, do anything for black people, and I ain't saying she's gonna do a whole lot. I just believe it's gonna be her. Cause she even threw Joe Biden under the bus in her first speech. When they talked about the remember they were talking about the George Floyd Policing Act?
Right.
Her first speech, the first thing she said was the George Floyd Policing Act should have been signed into law. They were talking about that under Joe Biden, right?
Right.
So that means she going at Joe Biden when she say it should have been signed into law, right? She said it should have been signed into law. And the first thing I'm gonna do when I win president is sign it into law. She went at Joe. See, police hate Kamala. See, that's something you have to ask somebody. Why do the police love Trump? Why do the police hate Kamala? Go back and look her record. See, the police hate Kamala. The police have hated. And like I said, I wasn't going to even vote. I was saying I don't care till white people start sending threats. In any black people, and this is my personal, how I feel, in any black people who will sit there and say, yeah, I don't care. That means they don't give a shit about what their ancestors went through. They don't care about white people pulling up the polls with guns and your ancestors can't vote. They sending the police there. They trying to beat you up to keep you from voting. So now all they got to do is get on YouTube and scream. If Donald Trump lose, we gonna get unhinged. And all of a sudden now black folk, yeah, we want Donald Trump to win. It ain't them. It's us who sound weak. So I say, fuck white folk. I tell folk why I'm voting. I tell him why I'm voting, and I'm gonna vote against him. I hope he lose. So if anybody with me who say they ready to stand up against these folks, guess what they gonna do? Whoever really ready to stand up against these folks, they gonna hope Donald Trump lose to see what these folks gonna do, or they just gonna be happy the way it is. But I say fuck Trump and fuck them too. Pardon my French on your channel, but I'm just telling you.
You good.
I'm telling you where I am with it and why I said I'm gonna vote. And the only reason I started, because everything everybody else saying about Kamala, I said the first time she ran for president. Everything, word for word, that everybody else saying, I said. But like I said, man, when them folks did that, when they start running their mouth and thinking they scare people and they gonna do this to you and they gonna do that to you, I went to do some research so I can have a ground to stand on when I say this is why I'm voting. And that's why I'm voting. And I'm gonna vote against Trump. And I hope he lose. And I hope he get annihilated. And I hope all them people that's with him talking about what they gonna do. I hope they ready to do it. Because I'm gonna tell you, black people ain't the only people that bleed. They ain't the only one with guns that have bullets come out. They ain't the only one. And I don't turn my gun against my people. I'm gonna turn my guns on them. But any other black folks who hoping Trump win, I call them cowards, and I mean that wholeheartedly. With everything our people been through in this country, all those folks, they just cowards. And I mean it. That's how I feel.
And and on that point, I totally understand. I just think that my take on it is where I don't believe her, right? I just feel like I don't believe anything that she says. I've seen, and like I said, I've been into a courtroom where I was falsely accused, and I've seen how these prosecutors do, and how they'll make a black man feel like treat black men. They try to make out black men like he committed the worst terrible crime ever. I don't trust people like her. And I'm just speaking on my my personal experiences, but and as far as what I have shown today, and where the question was asked about reparations, how all of a sudden she's pro-Indian, and I showed all that. I just feel like she's not going to do anything for us. If anything will pop off, if white people get upset if Trump don't win, she's not going to protect us. I mean, just hands down. It's hands down. She won't protect us. I know that. I just trust me. I know. I'm not stupid. I'm not going to sit there and say, well, because she did this and she did that. Look, my whole thing is this. What is she going to do for us as a people? What is she going to do? All this other stuff, you know, a lot of people say anything to get voted, but when they get in office, they don't do it. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like all that's just talk. It's just talk. So I like I said, I don't trust her. We've been down that road. We've been down that road, man. I'm not doing that. I'm not voting for another half breed in office to do anything for me. And like I said, she don't identify herself as African. Her saying that she's a black Indian. Black is so general. Anybody's black. Everybody's black. They said Jennifer Lopez is black. Like that don't mean nothing. When I was growing up, black and African goes hand in hand. There wasn't no anybody could be black. Well, I'm black and Latino. So what the hell does that mean? Are you African? I mean, what does that mean? So, you know, she's identified herself as an Indian. And that's what she says. She's an Indian American. Even that comedian, she said, well, you're Indian. And she said, yes, I'm Indian. Right? So, and this is she's on camera. She never said I'm half black. She said, yes, I'm Indian. I'm going by what she says. Now, yeah, you show some old videos, you play some audio when she said, well, yes, us as black people. But again, anybody can say anything to get black votes. I mean, she's holding up some collard greens and hot sauce and all this other stuff to get your vote. She just wants black votes. That's all she wants. So what I'm saying is that, and when I looked at Cynthia McKenzie policy, she was for reparations. She was pro education. She wanted to pump more money in the black colleges and universities. I was looking at her policies. Now you said that when she went to Palestine or what? Okay, fine. But I was concerned about her policies, what she was going to do for the American African people. Show me any type of policy that Kamala Harris is going to do for the American African in the United States. You won't find, there's none. There's none. And when I hear,
can I ask you a question? Let me ask you a question right quick. I don't mean to cut you off. So let me ask you a question. So just yes, no. Would you say this whole country is bigoted toward black people?
Yes.
Okay, so if this whole country bigoted toward black people, and this is for anybody who running, do you think it would be political suicide if you need the whole country to vote you anyway? Do you think it would be political suicide for that person to just stand up and say, I'm going to do all this for African Americans? Do you think that would be, do you think she would get some votes? Or anybody would get votes if they just stand up there and say what they're going to do for African Americans?
So you say it would be political suicide if she said that?
Yeah. Okay, so you just said you think this whole country, everybody is bigoted toward black people. So you think those bigots would vote for the person that says I'm going to do this for African Americans? If she go to talking about I'm going to give this to African Americans and this for African Americans, I don't care who.
Trump said it. Trump said it.
Okay. And you know what Trump did? Let me show you something. Trump said I gave the most money to HBCUs in the history of this country, which was a lie. What Trump did, he said that, he said it real loud. And as soon as the cameras went off, and you can look this up on the Department of Education. I told you when I talk, I done researched it. Trump went back and vetoed everything he said. He gave 103 schools to split $90 million. That's what he did. That's what he did. He vetoed everything that he said. Look it up. Look it up on the Department of Education. Man, that's political suicide in this country. His platinum plan, what he said, he was going to give African Americans, his African Americans, not me, because I'm not one of his African Americans. He like to call y'all his African Americans. His African Americans, $500 billion. Now, let's see if that's true. I'm going to ask you, do you know how much money? Do you know how much money government give this country for like businesses and all that every year? The whole country. Do you know how much they get?
No.
560 billion. So you telling me Trump was going to take 500 billion of that and give to black people? Now watch this. He had been in office 3.5 years before he made that statement. So didn't you say some people will say anything to get a vote? He had been in office 3.5 years before he said that. But you think he was going to give black people 500 billion out of 560 billion? Do you believe that?
I don't know. He hasn't been in office that long.
He had been in office 3 years when he made that statement. He served 4 years, just like any other president, unless they win a second term. He served 4 years. So in 4 years, he didn't come up with a platinum plan. But right before re-election gets started, he all of a sudden got a platinum plan, and he gonna give black people 500 billion or 560 billion. Do that sound right?
No, I see your point.
So then he came up with opportunity zones, right? And this is what I mean when I say we only look at one side. That's why I say black people is only fighting black people. You don't ever say nothing about conservatives, now the MAGAs, never say nothing about them because black folks don't vote for them. We only talk about Democrats because that's who black people vote for. So he come up with opportunity zones. You know what you can do? Get on your map and get on your computer and Google opportunity zones where you live. And you know what opportunity zones is? Gentrification. Gentrification. I bet you in Brooklyn now where they're gentrifying, look up and see if that area was an opportunity zone. That's all you got to do. And you would see, because there's no opportunity for people that's over there that's poor. Opportunity zone is for people with money and opportunity to come and create businesses and buy and do this. Poor people didn't have the opportunity to do nothing. But for some strange reason, we never talk about that. My conspiracy is because we only fighting black people. That's why we only talk about one side and we never talk about the other side. And I'm going to be honest with you, the way Trump has openly shown his bigotry toward black people, I think something's wrong with these black people that can't say nothing about Trump.
But let me say this. I don't care about Trump. You know why? Because I know he's a racist. That's the difference. A lot of these black folks, my concern is not about Trump because I know where he stands, right? I know he don't care about black folks. He's white. He's a white man. So I know how they feel. There's no good white people on this planet. I already know that. That should be a given to all black folks. But what I'm saying, they paint Kamala Harris as this fucking savior to black people. And I don't like that. And it's the same thing that we made that same mistake with Barack Obama. These these mulattoes, they come in here and black people say, oh, they're black. They're going to fight for it. They're going to do all this and do all that. And they get in office. It's even worse. So I don't fall for the trick. This Kamala. That's the reason why I'm more focused on Kamala Harris, because you hear Afro Think Tank. He said, "Oh, she's going to do this, and she don't have to do anything for black people. We had to coexist with white people and all this double consciousness talk." So I'm not going to sit here and fall for the same trick like we did with Barack Obama. I'm not going to do that, and I warned black people then about Barack Obama. I'm not going to vote. I personally won't vote for neither one of them. I'm not going to do that.
But watch this. But I'm going to show you. I'm sorry. I thought you had stopped. I promise. I thought you had stopped. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No. I'm just saying, for me, if it's not about us, because just like Dr. Umar said, they pass laws to benefit every other group of people except us. I just played what the Latino has said. That he basically gave our reparations to this Latino. He said he gets 400. He said he gets $1,400 a month, and he get free health care and all this other stuff. He just came off across the border. No education. We have to literally fight for every little thing, and we still fighting for the little crumbs that we deserve. So, and this is under Kamala Harris' watch. It's kind of Biden's watch. This is good, and it's a slap in the face. This has been going on and on and on and on. I'm just saying, for me personally, I'm voting for a party that's going to benefit me. You know what I'm saying? And Kamala. Now, I know why you say you're going to vote for Kamala Harris, because you want the smoke. I get it. I'm with you on that. But I'm not going to vote. I'm not going to vote for her for that. I'm not voting for her. Whatever happens is going to happen, because either way, whether it's Trump become president or Kamala Harris, is going to be a lot of black deaths. And you even said you don't want to see black people die. You tired of seeing black people die. You have said that in one of your programs. So I'm just saying, I don't want the blood on my hands. That's the reason why I'm not voting for neither one of them. So, I mean, those who want to vote, I've heard Afro Think Tank. He said he's going to vote for Kamala Harris, if I'm not mistaken. You have Brandon say he's going to vote for Trump and all this other stuff. I don't want the blood on my hands. I'm going to be neutral. I'm going to stay out of it. I'm just saying, if the smoke comes to me, I'm going to have to. I'm prepared for it. But I don't want to get involved in that. Go ahead, brother.
The blood is going to be on way more than hands. But and so, and this is the thing I always say. People like to compare Kamala with Obama. I study history. I don't study history to say I know history. I study history to learn, to know, and learn from it. Look up Obama's history before he became president and see what he did for black people. You're going to see the same thing he did before he became president. You're going to see that's what he did as president. Look and see Kamala's history. See, there's no need to study history if we don't want to learn from history. Now, if it's just somebody we don't like and we're going to say, well, I don't believe that history. There's no need to study history, because we can just find, oh, I don't want to believe it. Okay. And I'm not saying Kamala going to save nobody. But I can say one thing: when you look at her history and what she has done, when you look at her history, you can clearly see that she has done a lot for black people.
Okay, when you say a lot for black people, give me some examples about a lot for black people.
Okay, I just told you about the lie they lied on the woman talking about sending all them people to prison. I just told you what she did.
Okay, all right, name me something else.
That's one. That's one. Okay, so you want to hear something else? Okay, what she did for black people when they lied and said, she was sending all those people to jail for truancy. Come to find out, that wasn't true. Now, a grade school kid missed 30 days or more. I guess black people think ain't nobody supposed to say nothing. You got a grade school kid who'd have missed 30 days or more straight from school unexcused. Somebody got to say something, right? But you know what she did? Those people got job training, and they got daycare, so those kids can go to school, whatever help they needed. All you got to do, man, you can just look up. I don't have everything right here in front of me, but you can just look up and see the things that she has done. And people like to say, yeah, y'all say because she went to an HBCU. I didn't say that, but she did go to an HBCU when only black people was going to HBCUs. I know people in places where there's no HBCUs probably wouldn't know that, but you wasn't gonna find no white people at an HBCU in the 80s. You wasn't gonna find no Arabs. Omega Courtney said on here and told that lie, and I called her out on it. And I asked her to show a picture. She ain't got no pictures because it was a lie. It was a lie. But I can tell you something else about HBCUs that this administration has done. Donald Trump said something, went back and vetoed. The only difference in Donald Trump and this administration didn't stick their chest out. This is something else you can look up on Department of Education. Go look and see how much money HBCUs have been receiving during this administration. You can just everything I'm talking about, you can look it up. Everything I'm talking about, you can look it up and see, and you'll be like, damn. And you'll be like them. Now I know most black people don't like HBCUs. You got a lot of black folks don't like HBCU. Then you got a lot of black folks don't like black people that went to college. So because a lot of time our thinking is backwards. We got a problem with people that got an education, but if you done went to the streets and did 5-10 years in prison, you're a real N-word. Our thinking is backwards. And you know I'm telling the truth. Our thinking is backward on certain things. Our thinking is backward. You know, me and you had this conversation today offline. You understand what I'm saying about HBCUs, right?
Right.
And I told you, I just mentioned my son and a couple of his friends, right?
Right.
You know, and I can just sit there and this is things that I can easily. This is just things that I can easily prove. Am I saying she a savior to black folks? Nope. But I ain't gonna sit here and say because Kamala didn't say she gonna give us reparations, I won't vote for it. That's political suicide. If you don't think it's political suicide, when they tried to pass that farmers bill that Cory Booker wrote,
right,
and see if for black farmers to get this, you do know it was them white Republicans that took it to court that said you can't just give nothing to black farmers, that discrimination. Then it had to be rewritten, not just white farmers, Asian, Arab, all them farmers did. Then it had to be rewritten for everybody. Then it said, but black people get theirs first, and it was still tied up in court. Now they claim they finna give black farmers about $3 billion now, something like that. But I got to look and see how the bill was wrote. And I know because these people kept taking it to court because it was clearly only for black people. And that's what I'm talking about. If somebody stand up there and say, I'm going to do this just for black people, it's political suicide, bro. That's just a fact. That's a fact that black people don't want to face.
So you're saying that they should be. So you're saying that instead of just coming around and say, look, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to help fight for black people for their reparations. That's suicide. It's like, well, because it's all this, what you're telling me, no matter what we deserve, we just won't get it because
I didn't say we won't get it. I say you shouldn't say it. I say they shouldn't say it publicly, even though Kamala had the nerve to say it publicly when asked about it. They asked her, would she sign a bill to see how, not to study reparations, because that's already been done. I got it and I can send it to you, to see how reparations should be given to black people, to descendants. Actually, the question was, would you sign a bill to see how reparations should be given to descendants of African slaves? It didn't say to black people. It literally said what me and you talk about saying African, because now anybody, because black been co-op. The question was actually, would you sign a bill to see how reparations will be given to descendants of African slaves? She said, if I'm elected president, I'm going to sign a bill. That was the answer to the question.
That's what Kamala Harris said.
Yeah, and if you want that video, I can send it to you too.
Oh yeah. Let me hear that. Well, let me play this. Let me just play this.
But let me say this one more time, because I'm gonna get off. Because hold on, before you play it, guy. Before you play it, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, because I got to get off, because like I said, I'm at home, and I'm gonna try to listen in and out. But I want you to understand, I ain't come over here and try to beef, and I ain't trying to get nobody to say, "Ooh, go."
No.
Wait a minute.
Not at all,
I want people to. I want people to understand why I say I'm voting, and I want people to understand because I really think black people trying to avoid smoke, and I'm starting to feel sometimes
I
it's
agree.
me and just a few, it's me and a few more black people on this island that ready for the smoke. Because the only way you're gonna get them off your back is to make them leave. That's the only way the bully leave you alone is when you punch that bully back. But I think there's so many black people caping for Donald Trump. Well, social media, some people getting checks and doing all that. But I think there's so many people that's caping for Donald Trump. And I know you say you ain't caping for either, which is cool. But so many people caping for Donald Trump, just like Dr. Umar said, well, if Trump lose, you know them white folk gonna try to get us. So I'll say y'all because that's what it sounded like to me. That's how it sounded to me. The way I just
Nah,
y'all
you didn't
know
say
them
like
y'all know them white folks gonna try to fight you if done. You know they gonna try to do something to you if white folk lose. So if you live in the suburb, don't go outside. What the fuck? This is
Well,
somebody
he
I'm
did
supposed to
say,
listen to.
but did he say you better buy some guns and all? He did say that.
No, he said you better be ready. And I said he ain't ready. Look, man, I'm gonna tell you something. I know two people that met this guy and sat down and talked about this. Now I wasn't at the meeting, so it's hearsay, right?
Mhm.
But these people I know and I know what they're about. They say when you're in a personal conversation with Dr. Umar and you go to talking about fighting, Dr. Umar changed the subject. He
Oh,
don't
really?
think we need to do that. I'm just telling you what they say. Say
Right.
Dr. Umar changed the subject. Say he ain't talking about trying to fight. They say, man, I lost respect for that brother. I'll never go back out there with him again because if people come and do something, he trying to figure out a way to politic and talk to him. I just know too many. I know two people personally that said that that met with him and said the exact same thing.
But you know what's so funny because I remember when Dr. Umar came on your program and you was talking about bullets and guns and stuff, he got real quiet. Remember that?
Yep.
Like he didn't really engage in the conversation. He didn't say anything to say, oh, well, that's interesting. Tell me more. Like he really didn't ask you no questions about it. He just got real quiet. So you might have a good point on that because I was just like, why is Omar Johnson's not engaging in that conversation? Like he didn't say, like he wasn't like, hey, elaborate more about it, like so I can get a full understanding of what you're coming. Like he just got real quiet. He just said, uh-huh. Like, I was like, damn, I thought that was kind of weird though. But yeah, yes, yeah. I kind of I kind of believe it. I kind of believe it though. I think maybe he's not built like that.
So once again, I don't see Kamala as no savior. I don't think nobody gonna save black people but black people. And I'm gonna say this: I tried to start the Hold Your Damn Money movement. I'm still saying it. If we want reparations and we know all these people done got rich off y'all back, why we wearing Nike and Louis Vuitton and Levi and all that shit? Stop giving them your money. You can make them. You can change a whole lot.
That's right.
I'm gonna get out, man, because you know I'm at home. I'm gonna try to listen offline, man. But like I said,
I'm about to get off too.
Here.
But I'm gonna play this one clip real quick, and then I'm getting out of here myself, because this has been 3 hours. But I just had to just say my take on it, about Kamala Harris, because I just feel like I just don't want black people to keep falling for the same hokey doke trick. Same thing with Barack Obama, and I know these are probably two different type of people, but still, I just feel maybe, like I said, maybe it's just trauma or whatever, but I just don't want to go through that hell no more with somebody that could pass for black, you know what I'm saying, or pass, you know what I'm saying. So I don't want to go through that again. But we gotta start. I'm gonna use the Hold Your Vote campaign. You know what I'm saying? Just hold your vote until they say no. If you vote for me, I will guarantee you, and give us something while they're saying, look, this is what I'm going to do right now. This is more like give you something to show you that, hey, I'm real with mine. So I mean that's my take on it. I just feel like You know, I just think that she's going. I mean, like I said, look who she's married to. Look who she's married to. You know what I'm saying? So, you think she really for black folks? You think she really going to do something for us? Nah, I doubt it. But
And you
yeah.
could, and you could very well be right. And guess what? I ain't expecting Kamala to come and do anything. Or white folks start doing something to black folks. I'm expecting black folks to finally say, "I'm gonna stand up and fight back."
And I'm with you. I'm with you. And like I said, we had this conversation before about arming ourselves, preparing ourselves, and everything. Like I said, as far as getting weapons or whatever, and even in my city, it's real easy. You know what I'm saying? So I know people with that have, I would say, they're armed. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy access to where I'm at. So being armed is no problem. So I'm with the smoke too. I'm with you. Like, I'm with you on that. So I'm not afraid. I'm looking for the smoke. I'm a fighter. I'm a warrior at the end of the day. It's these FBAs that want to be integrated with our oppressor. I feel sorry for them. These are the ones who are attacking black people. These are the ones they're not prepared, because they want to. These are the same ones that will probably want to talk it out. Let's have a conversation, to the presser. These presser ain't trying to fight like that they said, the ballot or the bullet. These white folks, they're all about the bullet. They're not about the ballot. They're about the bullet. We not in the game. You know what I'm saying? We're not fighting their fight. They want to fight. We want to talk. We want to talk our way out of a fight. And that's not happening. This is America, man. Like, this is United States. This United States was built on war, built on drama, built on pain and suffering. But our people gonna learn the hard way. But brother, I don't want to hold you. I know you got things to do. And I appreciate you coming up here. And again, I give my condolences. I want to play this one last video, and I'm out of here. Hit that thumbs up. But I just want to play this real quick.
I want to bring in Congresswoman Gabbard. Congresswoman Gabbard, you took issue with Senator Harris confronting Vice President Biden at the last debate. You called it a, quote, false accusation that Joe Biden is a racist. What's your response?
I want to bring the conversation back to the broken criminal justice system that is disproportionately negatively impacting Black and brown people all across this country today. Now, Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. There are too many examples to cite, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
Thank you, Congresswoman. Senator Harris, your response?
I used to hate seeing discounts pop up after I'd already bought something. Now I always get the best discounts up.
As the elected Attorney General of California, I did the work of significantly reforming the criminal justice system of a state of 40 million people, which became a national model for the work that needs to be done. And I am proud of that work. And I am proud of making a decision to not just give fancy speeches or be in a legislative body and give speeches on the floor, but actually doing the work of being in the position to use the power that I had to reform a system that is badly in need of reform.
So basically, if I'm not mistaken, she never denied those claims. I don't know if Brother Bakari. Oh, okay, no problem, Brother Bakari. So I hope Brother Bakari understands that she never denied those claims. According to her, she said she's proud of her work. Let me play that again. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm missing something. Because she never denied those claims. That was some tough allegations. Man, she hit him hard with that one.
Congresswoman Gabbard, you took issue with Senator Harris confronting Vice President Biden at the last debate. You called it a, quote, false accusation that Joe Biden is a racist. What's your response?
I want to bring the conversation back to the broken criminal justice system that is disproportionately negatively impacting Black and brown people all across this country today. Now, Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. There are too many examples to cite, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence.
Wow.
She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
Thank you, Congresswoman. Senator Harris, your response?
As the elected Attorney General of California, I did the work of significantly reforming the criminal justice system of a state of 40 million people, which became a national model for the work that needs to be done. And I am proud of that work. And I am proud of making a decision to not just give fancy speeches or be in a legislative body and give speeches on the floor, but actually doing the work of being in the position to use the power that I had to reform a system that is badly in need of reform. That is why we created initiatives that were about reentering former offenders and getting them counseling. It is why, and because I know that criminal justice system is so broken, that I am an advocate for what we need to do to not only decriminalize, but legalize marijuana in the United States.
I want to bring Congresswoman Gabbard back in. Your response.
The bottom line is, Senator Harris, when you are in a position to make a difference and an impact in these people's lives, you did not. And worse yet, in the case of those who were on death row, innocent people, you actually blocked evidence from being revealed that would have freed them until you were forced to do so. There is no excuse for that. And the people who suffered under your reign as prosecutor, you owe them an apology.
Senator Harris.
My entire career, I have been personally opposed to the death penalty, and that has never changed. And I dare anybody who is in a position to make that decision, to face the people I have faced, to say, I will not seek the death penalty. That is my background. That is my work. I am proud of it. I think you can judge people by when they are under fire, and it's not about some fancy opinion on a stage, but when they're in the position to actually make a decision, what do they do? When I was in the position of having to decide whether or not to seek a death penalty on cases I prosecuted, I made a very difficult decision that was not popular to not seek the death penalty. History shows that, and I am proud of those decisions.
Senator Harris, thank you very much. Senator Bennett, a question for you. Why are you the best candidate to heal the racial divide that exists in this country today, which has been stoked by the president's racist?
Well, I don't know what to believe. Because it sounded like the lady, she said, no, that's not true. I don't know what to believe, Brother Bakari. I mean, we don't know where you get your research from. We don't know who's writing this stuff for Kamala Harris. Anybody can say whatever. You claim that you have information, but she really never denied what the lady was saying. So I don't know. I don't know what to believe. I'm just going by that when it comes down to that, she didn't really Kamala Harris wasn't really believable that those claims wasn't true. Like she didn't come off she didn't really defend herself, well. So it makes me suspect of her. And so I don't know all this great things. And she says she fought against people who was about to be on death row and all that stuff. I don't know. So I don't know what to believe. But she didn't sound believable when she tried to defend herself. So I just leave it up to the public. I'm just going to leave it up to the public. But as far as as far as what I know about prosecutors, and maybe I'm biased, but what I went through, being falsely accused, and what these prosecutors are about, they're all about, I just want to see this person get locked up. And I'm going to say whatever I got to say to make it happen. So, so yeah, it's just I don't trust Kamala Harris one bit at all. And like I said, for me, I won't vote for neither one of them. I'm not going to vote for Trump. I'm not going to vote for Kamala Harris. I think black people just want to feel safe on the Democrat Party, because every time somebody Democrat, black people feel safe, but more black people die under the Democrat Party. We had when Bill Clinton was in office, he didn't protect black people. And the Rodney King incident was under his watch, and many others. Okay, many others. When Kennedy was in office, many black people have died under his watch. So I don't know. I tell black people, don't vote for neither one of them. Don't vote for neither one of them. Because if you vote for these people, if anything happens, the blood will be on your hands. And I've said that. So with that said, family, I'm going to sign off. I want to thank everybody for watching. Thank you, Brother Bakari, for being active. Thank you, Sister Raw. Oh, damn. Yeah, he will have to send me that information. I don't know where that Brother Bakari got his information from, but he said he's going to send me some information. I'm going to look into that. But Google is supposed to lead you to the source. It's an engine, but it's supposed to lead you to the source. So I don't know what sources he got that information about Kamala Harris. But watching that little debate when she was running, I think the first time, that lady, I forgot her name, but she sounded very believable. Like she sounded like she'd done her homework. Why would she put that? Why would she put it? Why would she put something wasn't true? So I don't know. When Kamala Harris tried to defend herself, she wasn't believable. She just wasn't believable. So again, I want to thank everybody for watching. Thank you for Brother Bakari, Sister Raw. Thank you, the Simp Police Academy, for coming through. And wish everybody a good night. And I hope people learn something from this program, because it's going to get real. It's going to get real. So your reparations is going to, so when you ask for reparations, if the Democrat Party was the one that gave your reparations to the Latinos, that's where your reparations went to. So I'm just putting it out there. I'm just putting it out what neither party give a damn about the African man or woman and child. So I would say hold your vote, hold your money, and let's start it from there. Let's come together as one. Stop the hating, because at the end of the day, we need African people globally with the right frame of mind, and that's focused. Like I said, I'm Pan-African, RBG for life. And with that said, family, I'm out of here. Until next time, I hope you all enjoyed this program. Hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Peace.
you.